Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't catch the boy that I'm in. Never in the block, hoodie up for events. Skin kept close, could you put on them with the tits on 10? Back in the back, that's on tap, all ready to go and jump in. Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Down, 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 down.
How you doing, Cole Eastwood? Oh, sorry, man.
Good.
Oh, good, bro. What you saying, man? You looking red and toasty?
What do I say? I don't know. I'm just. We're back. We're back. That's all that matters. We're here.
The Ecstasy original crew is back, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. You're gonna talk some shit. Where's your friend Mag, bro? I hear he's doing a pony podcast right now.
Yeah, he's sitting there with Porter Rock. Reporter Rock's like, no, it's not a console. They're not making a console.
Oh shit!
You know these guys are crazy when they just yell at the top of their lungs. You know, they yell across their cheap like lapel mic, or whatever they have.
It's not custom anymore. It's like, oh my god, they're so sad, man. Like, come on, man. What is this? It's not
custom anymore when they said they have a roadmap of custom chips that they're gonna make for Xbox. It's crazy.
Okay. We're going beyond just the custom chip. We're doing a whole line. Oh, it's not custom anymore. Like, bruh, this is a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack. We'll talk about it.
We can't like jump into it right away. We haven't warmed up the vocal cords.
It's in the tip of our tongues. It's the tip of our tongues. A lot has happened in the console space. A lot has happened to narratives. A lot has happened that has killed a lot of people's expectations and narratives. And now there's a little shift. There's a change in the energies. Just a little bit, yeah? Just a little bit. But yeah, Colt Eastwood, tell everybody, what is this change, mate? What's going on? Before we talk about the stuff, how you doing, sir?
I know you want to just jump right into it.
I've got me as the... Oh, shit, I can't even zoom into you. I've got multiple versions of me in there. What?
Can you... See, I can't even fix that stuff on the fly, otherwise... Well, I mean, you can switch to you while you fix it, but yeah, you can't... Yeah, like this. You got to do it like...
on the fly. It's fine. I was going to zoom into your face. But yeah, go on, talk. Sorry.
Guess and I don't have a production team. We're just like...
although I do... it would help if I was more organized.
Our shows are so crap. Hey, here's a warm-up topic that somebody made the Series S stutter comment.
Yeah.
This one's kind of old, but the devs at CD Projekt Red said it'd be extremely challenging to get 60 FPS on Xbox Series S for Witcher 4, and all of the biased, I usually don't say biased gaming media, but I'm gonna do it today. The biased gaming media is like, Series S is such a disaster. When they said it was gonna be extremely challenging to get 60 FPS, which means it might hit 60, but it'll probably be 30, but the game will be just fine for Series S owners. But yeah, that was just like a funny spin out that the PlayStation fan was like, yes, the Series S. I could just see it now. Like there was the Balder Than Me fanboys going, I could just see it right now. You know, the Series S is gonna keep Witcher 4 from even releasing on the console, and they'll have to wait a year, even though they waited 3 months or whatever it was for Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, they're just like just freaking out. Love it. Just love that.
Love it.
Love it.
It is
love it.
Speaking of love it, God, Tim Dog, have you seen what he's on? I don't know what he's on, bro, right now. He is having another crash out, bro. You've got his number. Can you reach out to him? He needs some help, bro. He needs some help.
Can you call him right now?
Chat.
I could call him right now.
Call him right now. Say, You're live on air. What the hell is he doing? He's like, Sarah. First he said Sarah Spencer said, who plays on console anymore? And he called, apparently Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer got married. And then, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no.
He just said, someone said, what the, oh my God. God, what the hell's wrong with him?
That's me. Go back. That's me. Look.
Bro. That looks just like it, bro.
Oh my God.
Spencer told me okay. He goes, I'm back because I'm on an Xbox. It's massive there. It's fucking huge. It looks like a chest burster in his stomach. Because I'm back to being an Xbox super. Because I'm back to being an Xbox super fan. I believe in Sarah Bond. No exclusives. What is wrong with him, bro? And this is like, I left Xbox and lost 130 pounds. It's like, this is what happens. We have no games, bro. He's not being fed properly. What is going on? He's lost his shit, bro. Someone help him. Somebody chat.
I don't know.
Help him, please. You talk to him on the. Does he actually feel this way, or is he taking the piss? Or I can't get a read on him.
I think he's taking the piss, and people think that he's spiraling out, but he's laughing while he does this stuff. But
All right. Okay.
I've known Tim for, I don't know, 8 years probably, but we don't talk as much as we used to.
Yeah.
In fact, Tim, you didn't return my last phone call, but
Okay.
I think it's fair to say that you can make something a major part of your personality. And video games and Xbox are a big chunk of my personality for, the same kind of reasons as Tim. Like, that's where I play most of my games. Xbox has changed my life by doing a YouTube channel and meeting like thousands of people or millions of people online. It's been really cool, but the bigger they are, the harder they fall is kind of really how it goes there. If you want to get into like the psychology of it, I mean, nobody waved the flag harder than Tim, and then when they turned their back on him and pulled away exclusives, which were really important to him,
he just
I mean, I've got videos dating back to 2016, 2015, downplaying the importance of exclusives when it comes to the overall grand scheme of things. I've counted how even on PlayStation, 20% of their audience buys their exclusives. It's exactly the same per console owner on Xbox, because Xbox didn't have exclusives for a while, and I was trying to explain like what kind of experience are you getting overall on the platform with whatever, like. So people will say that I changed my tune when it comes to whatever Microsoft says, but when they said Quantum Break was going to PC, I put out a video that day and said, this is amazing. My buddy and I game share. We're both on PC and Xbox. One of us can buy the game, or we can go in halvesies and get Quantum Break on the cheap and then play it back and forth, whichever way we want. I was looking forward to it way back then, but people have this perception, but F them.
Yeah, absolutely. Increase the volume. I'm glad Colt's up right now. Let me hit these super chats. Shout out to everyone on this stream. Smash the like button, peeps. What's the super chat saying? We got Black Cobra, the Noir Slayer, with the $2 super chat. How can Portral be more dumb than King Thrash? Come on, bro. Come on, maybe just misinterpreted the words. There is some leeway, I guess you could read that, but
it's cognitive dissonance is what it is. That's why he took that definition that way.
There may be an element of truth to the fact that if Xbox is catering for a multitude of different devices, they can be less custom in their approach because now they have a more broader approach. That I agree with. I don't think it makes a big difference. I actually find the whole concept laughable because these consoles have not been that custom for a very long time. Like, even Sean Layden went on and he says, look, the difference between these consoles is minuscule. They're off the shelf parts for the most part. You're arguing about what? That's the whole point. A lot of people like me have got to PC because it's like we're arguing over the, like, not hardly before when in the 360 gen, that was a weird time where the PCs were catching up with those consoles. How weird was that? These are really custom. Well, PS3 was too custom with its cell architecture. But now they're just gimped PCs. That's what they are.
You want to hear this? You want to hear the sauce?
Give me the sauce, man.
Sauce from.
I'll give it some pause. But yeah, give it the sauce.
The possibility of next generation could be you can build yourself or buy a pre-built desktop PC that's absolutely killer, which at most price ranges, like, you can get an amazing killer PC, right?
Yeah.
Or you could buy a PC that has the AMD Xbox SoC in it.
Okay.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it would be a form factor, kind of like a Steam box, where you could plug that thing easily into your TV, and it's just made that way. It's just simplified. You can't crack it open and change out the GPU or the CPU because the SoC is combined, right?
Yeah.
You can't add extra RAM to it, but the kicker would be if you bought this like simplified Xbox PC box, that it would play all of your Xbox library, no questions asked. Like, every game that you could possibly play on an Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, all those games would be available. What I think they're doing is AMD's like, we're building custom chips. They're going to build a custom SoC, which will be the monster eating for breakfast chip that goes in the next Xbox console. I think they'll only do one. They'll just do the powerhouse console. They'll make a custom chip for Xbox that goes in their next handheld, which it sounds like the handheld is still on the table when you listen to what Lisa Sue said. I'm not going to put a candle in the window waiting for the handheld. I've said my piece about that. And then they're going to build this custom SoC that's either in the handheld or something similar that's in the console, and they'll throw those in, and they'll have like Razer or Lenovo or other PC makers that do PC compatible things make an actual box that's like a PC box that has full compatibility with PC plus your Xbox library. Now, I don't know how nice that sounds to you and I. Like, we have very expensive rigs, mostly because half the time my rig is made to do production, graphics, work from home, and everything, plus it games. So I paid, it's like $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can buy like $1,000 or $1,500 PC box, that's a bit smaller. It's a nice little form factor, kind of looks cool because it's like a gaming box made by Lenovo, and it's completely branded by Xbox. Like, you could play everything on Steam, GOG, you name it. Plus, all of your Xbox games would come over directly with no questions asked. This is a crazy future that's breaking open the industry. And when I say Xbox is changing the industry, it pisses off the PlayStation only fans because they think the industry belongs where you're in a. They think that the world belongs in a place where only your box can play only your games. They're absolutely gimping their dollar when they buy their games. They're restricted to one storefront, one price point, one set of games. They're locked out of early access games, big PC games, super popular PC games that'll never come to console. Yeah, it could be a beautiful thing. But Xbox has a lot to prove.
We need to get into that properly, into the weed of it. But a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's a massive win. Conceptually, it's a huge win, but there's a lot to be done. Phase 23, Brooklyn, New York. Colt and Gaz mostly play on PC. Yeah. Phase 23, Brooklyn, New York. You're not a poor man. You're a very wealthy man. Imagine you've sequestered your experiences to a really basic experience. You could experience dankness right now, multiple times over, but you choose not to. Cyberpunk, everything. Face, why are you doing that? Why do you relegate? You are purposely hampering yourself. Why, huh? What happened to you, Face? Beach Hill Lurk on the $2 super chat. Gaz is later than the pregnant lady's period. Thank you for that super chat. I've never heard that before.
I'm gonna have to Google this period thing.
Gaz and Colt have the best chemistry. Xbox will rule. Web Dave, shout out to Web Dave, man. I was on a show a few weeks ago. I was really tired though. You could tell. It was midnight shows. It reminded me of my shows with you on XNC.
I know, man. I know.
But
I'm gonna quit my job. Don't worry.
And we've got Face 23 Brooklyn, New York with a £20 super chat. Or $20, sorry. Gaz, why you young? Xbox after you moved. Why you young? Why does freaking... Sorry.
Why are you yelling, maybe?
No, why are you young Xbox after you moved to PC already? You should believe... What? Already, should we believe anything they say?
Hyping. He said hyping. Why are you hyping Xbox after you moved to PC?
Well, I thought you said Xbox was PC, bro. Chat. You guys need to make up your mind. What? Is Xbox
Can't
a PC?
have it both ways.
Gaz, why are you hyping PC after you moved to PC already? We believe anything they say. First our games where be wherever Game Pass exists. Then only 4 games. This is not an indication of all games going. You guys ain't learned. Face, are you drunk? That your super chats are usually a lot better worded than that.
Yeah, they usually are.
So why is Discord? Okay, I'm gonna have to turn off the music because Discord keeps auto shutting it, thinking it's being clever, and it's so lame. Yeah. So I don't know why Face Brooklyn, New York is drunk, but I will say this: he's basically saying, why are you hyping up Xbox after they lied so many times about the 4 games, about the all the games on Xbox, the multi-blast strat.
That would require you to be hyping up exclusivity only. That would be the only laser focused thing that you would be hyping up. And we did hype up like all these, like now we have Fallout, now we have Elder Scrolls, and we did that back in the day. But
no. It's not well. I'm definitely happy about the strategy. I think it actually adds. What do I want? You guys are so transparent in the saltiness. Do I want Xbox in the hardware space to be absolutely shit or the same as everything else? Literally just a few months before this announcement, and actually a few years, I've been saying the same thing about what Xbox need to do. How, hold on, get used to embrace their PC heritage, do something different. And the PlayStation guys, the reason why the PlayStation guys are so pissed about this whole thing is the fact that Xbox has done something they can't. That's the difference. Xbox has now distinguished itself in a major way. And this is what, just a few months before this announcement, we said the one thing that Xbox needs to do is their last shot. They really need to embrace it. And it's still, but the jury's still out. How they're going to do that, we need to know the details of it. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed home run. Remember that. But it's like the hybrid console is a game changer. It was so inconceivable to a lot of people that people were saying they're not going to do it. Why would they do it? Oh, do you think they're going to give away their money, their own store? That they're going to just relinquish all the sales, the 100% cut of the sales, and just get and let Steam come in like a Trojan horse and just invite them and take away their money? But they're doing it, no? As far as we're aware, I assume Steam is going to be there, but they're going for a grander vision. But I said if Microsoft had the I can't talk today, but if they were stood by their own words, stood by their own vision, and they kind of backed up their own bark, they would say, all right, we do believe in Game Pass, we do believe in this stuff, fine, we'll open up the stores for everything else, and you guys make up your own mind. That is a huge thing. Why are PlayStation guys against it? It's primarily PlayStation guys that are against it because it's insecurity, because it completely slaps them in the face when they were saying that there wouldn't be no dedicated hardware. I think we've already worked into this topic already, naturally, when I thought I was going to phase it in, but never mind. We'll get into that in a bit. Christian5916 with a $10 super chat. The new Xbox operating system needs to be everywhere. If it goes the Steam OS route that only works on AMD graphics card, it's practically worthless because Nvidia is bigger. Welcome, Hazardor. Thank you, Christian5916, for that super chat. What do you think about that, Cole? He says it needs to be everywhere. Just open it up.
I mean, that their dashboard would not be only compatible with AMD graphics. I have a AMD CPU and an NVIDIA GPU.
Same.
And the Xbox PC is across everything on Windows. Christian, it would be, the Xbox OS would be a Windows 11 or Windows 12, or probably Windows 11 thing. And that's why Sarah Bond said that they want Windows to be the biggest gaming platform, and it already is. Like, it's beating Linux by a long shot. But what she should have said is we want it to be the best gaming platform, and Xbox, and especially Microsoft has so much work to do to make their PC integration so much better. I'm like, just literally do something. That's what I've been telling people, like, find one or two things and actually work on them. And we talked to Zocker, who he says he knows a lot about software. He doesn't. Right? And he said that literally them trying to fix a simple problem means they have to work it in a million different locations. And I'm like, I don't give a crap. Like, your game bar rarely works. Your party chat is abysmal on Xbox PC. So so they have a lot to go there. But
Oh, sorry.
Big tall order.
I'm trying to sort some shit out. 1 second.
You can do it right on the screen. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to. I'm trying to sort this thing out where Discord is so annoying. It turns off the music automatically because it thinks it's being cool.
Paris in the chat says normal people, and when I say normal people, I mean people who aren't Gaz, who I am going to ninja kick across the face when I meet him in person. He said normal people aren't bothered by getting more options on where and how they play their games. I'm going to piggyback off of Paris's amazing comment, because when people strike out and take personal insults and say all your games are trash, that is a clear indication that that gaming fan doesn't really like their current gaming situation and they aren't satisfied. A person who's enjoying the games, enjoying like the way they play games, or enjoying their console or their platform, they're truly happy. They wouldn't be spending time on social media lashing out at someone else who is playing something completely different from them. So it's a clear indication. I get it all the time. Like when I said these guys out here don't want this next Xbox to be a console, they want it to be a PC so they can like side skirt the name Xbox. They want to get rid of that completely. the amount of people who went personal on that, like they really do. They hate the word Xbox. They want it gone. It's super crazy.
Yeah, so and Paris is right. Normal people aren't bothered by getting more. Are you quiet? Am I quiet?
No, you got a little quiet. I'll see if you're quiet for them.
I think it'll be okay for them. Yeah, I've turned off noise suppression and all that shit because that was turning off the music. So I might be quiet on your end. So you might want to adjust it.
Okay.
But for everyone else, I should be the same.
I'll yell at you if it's not.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Sorry, chat. Nerds and Other Legends says, I recommend everyone watch or rewatch the Xbox documentary. It's very relevant given the news surrounding the future Xbox. Absolutely. I think J-Rock actually shared a clip about this where it talked about the legacy of Xbox in this space and the roots of Xbox, which have always been obviously more PC related. They've always wanted a Windows OS in there. Now the thing is, it was the lack of that Windows OS that was actually a masterstroke. We were lucky that we had Jay Allard who stuck a middle finger to Bill Gates there at the time and said, no, we don't need that. We don't need that on these consoles. This extra bloat. But that's multiple generations away. Now we're in a landscape where we've got things like Play Anywhere. We've got multiple digital markets. So it's a whole different landscape. So but Microsoft has some serious challenges with how they're going to do this. Game Pass pricing structuring is going to be strange because if you've got Windows there, they're going to put. I definitely see
they're going to hike it.
That's almost inevitably coming very soon. But just before the console releases, you're going to see something to reconcile it. Like on PC, if it's a Windows environment on PC, you don't pay to play online, right? So what do you do on these devices? Like it's Windows based. I don't understand how it's going to work. What's the UI going to be like? Is it going to be this like really cool streamlined kind of thing where you have multiple like environments, SteamOS, and then you have Windows and all this stuff come up, or how's it going to work? Because ultimately the big thing that I'm looking forward to is this dynamic nature of it, because it's a hybrid console, right? What is it going to bring to the fore? And I don't, we need to see the execution of it. But
well, first of all, Xbox Live multiplayer will be free on this next Xbox console. If they integrate Windows, they cannot charge for online, or they will get laughed off the entire stage of the gaming space. So I think Xbox and Microsoft know this, and they get about $1 billion a year of free money by saying you have to pay us to play online, and they're going to have to lose that revenue because they cannot give people Windows access on a PC console hybrid and charge you $60 a year.
You think they're going to get rid of that?
I think they have to. And Phil said it's an archaic thing. He said that for like 6 years. And Phil says a lot of stuff, but
Phil said it was archaic?
He did. Yeah, he said something like that it was archaic or an outdated thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they started it first, but as they move more into PC, they can no longer charge their customers to play online when everybody else, all their other customers are getting it for free.
That's that's one thing I'm just struggling to reconcile. How do they manage that? It's gonna be, there's so many things that I hope this thing is modular, man. How cool would that be?
I'll tell you what they'll do. Before you get into the modular thing, they'll hike the price of Game Pass this year or next year.
Yeah.
In anticipation, or they'll hike it and then they'll hike it again next year. But the price hike before the console generation starts will be help buffer the loss of them not being able to gouge us to play online.
Yeah, I think
they'll just kind of like bury it. They'll, instead of charging you, what is it? 11. If you pay for the whole year, it's like $3 a month or $6 a month. They'll raise Game Pass like $3 or $4 to kind of eat some of that loss that they're going to incur by being the nice guys. So yeah, they're not superheroes or anything, but they can't just outright charge you.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting one.
It's what my work does when they give us raises.
All companies do that. They just dress up their goodwill. They say we're giving you a discount.
Here's a $3 raise, and we're raising your medical and your life. Yeah, like that's crazy.
I used to work retail. I remember just before these like Christmas sales and stuff used to happen many years ago when I was a university student, and every time before Christmas, like the sales were coming, we had to change the labels manually. And I'm like, we are increasing the price, but it was like buy one get one free. I was like,
so you could put 15% sticker on.
Yeah, it's just like we're increasing. Is this legal? This is a big retailer. I'm like, it's super dry. They were like, but it's like buy one get one free or something. I was like, it's like, bruh.
Have you seen what they do when they close like a retail store, like it's like on closeout and they're selling everything? They take all of the for sale, they put everything at its standard starting price. So something that was $30, it goes back up to 80, and then they go 20% off. Then the next month they're like 30% off. It's hilarious. Because some company comes in and does that.
Yeah.
Wade Johnson goes, Colt, stop over pronouncing your K's. No, I will not.
Okay, I didn't notice that. Eli Zappa, the $5 super chat. Don't forget Spotify. There's more where that came from. Thank you, Eli Zappa, for the $5 super chat, man. I don't know what you wanted to say there. There was no message, but thank you so much for that, man. Beach Hill Lurker says, I played Assassin's Creed Shadows. It has beautiful graphics, but the story is so bad. Being half Asian myself, it's like a redneck making sushi. Inaccurate culturally. Oh, Beach Lurker, man. I've seen some of the dialogue. You completed AC Shadows, right? You love AC Shadows. What did you think of the story?
I liked AC Shadows. I don't really. There wasn't really that compelling of a story.
Yeah, that's what
I just liked Yasuke's character a lot more than I thought I would. Especially loved his gameplay, and I don't know. I guess they could have done when they came together. It was really good. But yeah, it's a game worth playing for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me just get it, even though you don't like Assassin's Creed, because on PC the game looks beautiful. But nah, I've got so many games to play. Shabs, so thank you for the $5. He says, Colt, say Kupo.
He said, Colt, say Kupo. Thanks.
Oh man. Yeah, so okay.
The best when people are like, you said this is an AI, this guy's video is an AI, because I'm on the mic like enunciating properly, talking properly into a microphone instead of going.
I have a shoelace for a microphone, just sound levels blaring like mad. One thing that really pissed people off with this Xbox hardware is, and it was a shocker. So a lot of people were primed. The Asus Xbox ROG Ally made people think that, oh, this is it. Xbox is out of the literally just a week before. Everyone was like, they're out of the console space. They're out. They're finished. Look, they're going to do this marketing. And I was like, okay. That was a handheld, and that brought into question like the existential questions. What is an Xbox? Is it really an Xbox anymore? But then Sarah Bond out of nowhere comes out and says, this is our first party devices. So they're working. And not only are they working on it, they're working with AMD. And you saw a lot of ponies were like celebrating the AMD stuff. I noticed that when I was thinking of building my PC build, at one point I was like, I might get the AMD card, because everyone was saying get it because it's more efficient, even though it's mid-range. And mid-range
really
was
powerful and cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper and stuff. And when I would tweet, oh yeah, AMD are doing some bits. I had Nib, I had J-Dub, and all these guys. J-Dub retweets you. If you agrees with it and you suck off PlayStation, he will retweet you. All J-Dub does is just retweet ponies and any pro-pony narrative. So I had Nib liking it, and I'm like, why are these guys liking my tweet? I'm so confused. I'm like, this is a bit weird. Oh, right, because they see AMD as buddy with PlayStation, because PlayStation is developing the PS6 with AMD, and that was announced, and that's confirmed basically. So they see that in a very tribalistic way. But Xbox is now working with AMD, and they're going beyond custom, which means to some people that apparently it's not custom anymore. I think this whole thing is stupid. Has the music stopped? I will break my neck.
I can't even hear the music.
You can't.
Well, actually, I shouldn't be able to. It's just for the live.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Dude, Josh in the chat, Josh5150. Well, I mean, his name tells you what kind of music he likes. He says, Colt, random question, Fahrenheit or the seventh one? And it's Fahrenheit by a long shot. Yeah, way better.
Guys, I want a Sarah
go
Bond
ahead.
song from you. Yeah, I
Oh
might
my.
do it. Oh, hail Sarah. I will do a Sarah Bond. Sarah Bond is being delivered some sauce. And now that we know Xbox are doing, they're taking it seriously with their hardware. A lot of people said, oh, they're going to be out. And for good reason. It's weird Xbox being in this space, I'm not going to lie. But they're doubling down. But this is their chance now. This hybrid console really changes the game, man. And I mean, this is the most significant change in the console space in a long time, bro. Like forever. When has this opens up this changes everything. Almost everyone's digital. You're forsaking your own store. You're basically embracing PC because that's what our Xbox hybrid console is. We don't know what the device is going to be like. How's it going to be designed? Is it going to be an innovative one? Like in terms of, will it be modular? If you like, you can upgrade it with other parts and stuff because obviously AMD are working along with you guys. And it's a family of devices. It's a big change in the strategy.
They said accessories as well. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know, but how can you
Solera of Astoria goes, Sarah got a bit close to you in that pit, Colt. When I took that picture of her at
picture?
Showcase last year,
Oh yeah.
I was taking the picture. She took my phone and grabbed it and put her arm out because she had really long arms. And she put her face up against mine. I'm like, I'm married.
I would not be complaining.
She's so nice.
Well, she grabbed
so
your
nice.
phone and then it went like that. That's so sweet of her, man.
Yeah. She's really, she's hilarious too.
Is
She's
she?
really hilarious.
Yeah.
And I always thought that Sarah Bond would, make a name for herself. Like her demographic. She's a female. She's Black American. She's really charismatic. She comes from like corporate. Like I thought she was gonna come into Xbox and like just dominate PlayStation, just step on their face and destroy them. But something is going on where we've talked about the exclusivity, but she's doing something that, like you were kind of alluding to, it's probably gonna expand Xbox and make gaming bigger than it's ever been before, when you'll have like Nintendo and PlayStation continue to like hold their games to a very certain small amount of gamers in the grand scheme of things. What was the game? Stellar Blade sold 19 times faster, which I'm playing right now on PC.
Yeah, I keep seeing you coming up on Steam. I'm like, this perv. Every time I see this Colt Eastwood Space Stellar Blade, I'm like, this perv. Because
I've got her wearing a cardboard box, so there's no shapely form.
Yeah,
She's just a cardboard
he's
box
on the
walking
opposite.
around
He's
with her-
downloaded all kinds of skins already. Him and Fonz are just horny little shits.
No, I have not modded it. Fonz is modded. Fonz has been gooning for the poonin' like for a while on that game.
Yo, Fonz,
My
Fonz is
days.
outing you there, man. What are you doing, bro? Fonz didn't expect to be that horny, man, bro. But yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, Sarah's really cool.
Fonz,
We'll
that
see.
guy that was only 1 million. Yeah, it's told like how many times more. See Wolf Swim, your sales metrics are not even doing that well. What's going on, bruh? Like, come on, man. See Wolf Swim, you need to get. He's a pony in the chat. He's always there. Because PlayStation has no games. Yeah. Gazmata team right up. What the hell's Gazmata? The new Xbox PC hybrid is a good idea on paper, but they'll need to be clever about managing optimization. Since it's a PC, they'll have to handle it the way we do. It's the way we do with settings. There are so many challenges with this device. It's a very big game changer. I think a lot of people don't understand that when you're building something like this with multiple game stores, are you just going as far as game stores? How if you're it's built. She came out on well, not on stage, but in the video and said, and this thing set people off, and obviously they exaggerate the shit out of it, but they're like, we want to make Windows the key platform for developers, Windows, and it's obviously that's a very significant thing. So Windows the baseline for this hardware, which gives Xbox the ability to be so fluid with its console. How does that work with optimization, like the chat says? I don't understand. Garagaru says, like, what? I don't understand what this thing is gonna look like. How is it gonna be like? The UI is gonna be completely different. It's going to be completely different, no? Like, how do you reconcile? How do you switch between different environments? Or is it gonna be different storefronts?
No, like,
is it gonna be just Xbox?
I mean, have you used the Xbox PC app? Like, you can use the with the game bar or the Xbox PC app, you can use the controller to navigate around the entire thing. Kind of looks like Steam. You can go to Steam through the Xbox game bar. You can hit the game bar, go down the Steam icon, or launch a previously loaded Steam game on the game bar on PC. The next Xbox dashboard will just be a unified dashboard that looks the same across console, smart TVs, handhelds, and desktop PCs. It'll all be the same.
I just
make it all look the same. Just an app you download.
I got my I just pressed Windows G just to see it, and it just blocks the camera. But yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, did you get the? Do you have the? When you have Windows G, is it really big and chunky like the version you bring up? Because I'm on Windows. Yeah.
Not that chunky.
Yeah, so I'm on Windows 11, and and it's got big icons, and you flip through with the thumbsticks and stuff. So,
I just feel like.
Yeah.
So you think it's gonna be like that? Okay.
I think I don't think it's gonna be a floating thing. I think it's just gonna load up like Steam does. Like, Steam has a big picture mode. You've used that, right?
So Petran says you'll boot it like a normal Windows 11 device and be able to boot with a trimmed down, optimized Windows running Xbox style interface. Kind of like Steam big screen, but faster. So you're expecting? I'm really
good chart.
Yeah. So something like that. Oh, cause I'm really excited to see that. I want to see changes like that. Those are big changes on how you interact between different storefronts on this console device.
I started going into PC gaming pretty hard in 2015, and coming from a guy who's only played on console for the most part as an adult, like, it drove me crazy. Back in 2015, I think Steam big picture mode came out just after that, but like, I know the complaints on PC are like, oh, the storefronts and all, like, just put all the storefronts on your desktop. It's like, I don't like my desktop to have all this stuff. And and the ease of going from console to PC was like, oh, it's not difficult. It's just like, why can't it be just so easy where everything was within a movement of your thumbsticks or whatever?
So
but it's getting there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, okay, you know what? For me, I'm on PC. I'm going to be primarily playing on PC. But why this hardware device excites me is because I'm buying primarily on Steam now, and I want to see how I can. Like, this is an extension of my PC experience in my living room. Then I've got a handheld device. I can't. Where am I going to get that on PlayStation? Unless I buy a PlayStation handheld and play PlayStation games, not Steam.
Which they'll do.
Yeah, which they are doing. We know they're doing it.
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying it's a huge game changer for core gamers out there. Many of you don't just stick to a PlayStation only fans. The weird ones who just stick to that and that's it. And you are weird if you are just a PlayStation only fan.
You literally don't need an Xbox because I have Wolverine coming one of these years. Yeah. Dr. Penis in the chat, great name, says.
Okay.
Dr. Penis 47. He has 47 penises. He says, why not just get a PC? I hear this all the time. Why not just get a PC? I've been hearing this for years, and I've had a PC all during the time that I got annoyed that people was like, just get a PC. Why do you need a PC? Dr. Penis, listen.
I can't see it.
Some of us own hundreds or thousands of games on Xbox that are not coming over directly to PC unless they make a big change. Unless this console hybrid allows me to bring all of my library forward. When you say why not get a PC, you have to throw away all those games you own. My friend Randall Thor owns 6,000 games on Xbox.
Damn.
And if he decided to go PC, any games that he wanted to play again or that he's owned and all of his progression, his save files, everything that he's done would just have to go in the garbage. You just have to move forward. So, and you can do that, but you have to remember when you tell a console fan that owns a massive digital, even a decent digital library or a physical library, you can't tell them why not just go PC, because it's not that simple. There are people that are kneeling down and praying to their plastic collection on bookshelves of their games, or people who love to like flip through hundreds and hundreds of games they own and replay stuff in the summertime or whatever. Like that's just not that simple. Unless Dr. Penis is gonna buy my 600 plus games on Xbox by the PC versions, which most of them don't even have PC versions. That's another thing. Yeah. So that statement doesn't work.
But, okay,
and I'm
so,
on PC.
Another thing for a lot of people, it's not about just us, because we get all the hardware on day one. So get this, get that. Yeah, we do. Apart from PlayStation 5 Pro, because it's shit. The point is, it's not just
a scam.
us.
That's what it is.
It's not a scam. Yeah, exactly. Think about what it means for future gamers, though, as well. Like, it's going to start if executed properly, this device will be like an entryway for a lot of budding gamers who want to have a PC experience. And you often say the PC is very expensive, and it is, depending on what kind of build you're going for. But this gives you the best of both worlds. It's an entry point. It's the most, if executed properly, a really efficient way of melding the two, giving you a console-like experience, or a console-like PC basic experience. A nice transition into the PC space for a lot of people. And for me, if it's decent and I can play Steam on my living room, it's a good companion device to my PC. That's my primary gaming system. My PC is the beast. My core system. Then I've got my living room turned on, play anywhere is amazing. It's a game changer. No one else does it like Xbox is doing it, and they need to start following suit. I'm sorry, you guys are just like downplaying play anywhere. Like, why?
Imagine, I know you and I did this about a year and a half ago. Remember we replayed oh my gosh, Prototype 2.
Oh yeah.
And it was a fun little jaunt, right? And this is just a little moment. Imagine all this future stuff had happened, and you were playing Prototype 2, and you went into your living room and grabbed your Steam Deck, pretend that your cat didn't break the screen.
Yeah.
You could load up your Steam Deck and grab that. You could just install Prototype 2, which would take 12 minutes. Install it. Your save would come over directly, and you could pick up right where you left off on your Steam Deck. And then if you were like, oh, I want to go play this on PC, or I want to play this on console, it is a back and forth. You buy a game, you own it most everywhere that doesn't have a PlayStation logo. It's amazing. There's a meme going around right now where there's like a cruise ship with all of these gaming logos on it, and PlayStation stuck behind on the sinking ship. Yeah. Everyone else is moving forward, where like your music and your movies, I bought my game, I should be able to play it on whatever I want, unless it's a competing I don't expect to play a game on a Switch or a PlayStation because they're extremely restricted. But everyone else is like, I can't believe all of the publishers are saying, yeah, we'll do play anywhere. I'm like, why? Someone would have to buy the game on PC and Xbox. That's 2 sales. And they're like, no, we'll partner with you and do play anywhere.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Because the future of exclusivity is changing, and PlayStation's doing it too, because almost all of their games this generation, the majority of their games this generation are on PC.
That's crazy.
And half of them are day and date. Rand's calling me.
Oh, you mean the gas games? Rand's calling you? Shout out to Rand. Rand, shut up and watch my show, you piece of shit. Tell him, answer it.
I'm gonna tell him.
But while you do that, let me just read some super chats. I've got Shabs. Shout out to you, man. He goes, I'm comparing my achievements with Fonz and Colt while they playing Stellar Blade New Game Plus now. Shout out to Shabs. I'm not getting any achievements anymore. I'm on Steam now. RP Spaces with $2 super chat. Lika Kepler said it's not a PC. Well, it's a hybrid device. It's still a console. It's this middle ground.
Oh, really?
What?
Sorry.
What?
I don't know if this is true. Machine XP says, because Colt Play Anywhere games, Xbox only takes 12% instead of 30% of the cut.
Is that true?
That's amazing. If that's true, that's really cool. And that's really cool of Microsoft.
Yeah, why would they do that?
Because basically they're taking less money so that the devs get more money and we get better access to our games.
That can't be true.
Jez confirmed this, Machine said. Jez confirmed it. Which if Jez confirmed it, I get to make this face.
Gaz, if they make the overall...
They hate that so much. They love it. Who knows?
Gaz, if they
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's all good. Machine XP with a $5 super chat. Gaz, if they make a... nice Titanfall picture, by the way. If they make the overall Xbox experience good on PC, what would stop you from buying some of your games on the Xbox store? I use both Steam and Xbox. The Xbox store is kind of shit. if they're so indistinguishable though, and because the pricing on Steam is amazing, you got CD keys and all of that. If it starts to converge where they're very indistinguishable, what difference does it make? You're right. Then I would start buying them wherever. Well, that's what I'm really intrigued to see. You guys need to understand, Xbox is taking a big risk here as well. They are going to lose money from their dedicated store, but they're not doing the short-term gain. They're looking at the long-term picture, which is what the argument I was trying to make when I was propagating this idea about Xbox doing a hybrid console. Everyone was saying that. Why would they get rid of their... I'm sure there's so many guests who were saying it, and other people were like saying, "Guys, they're not going to get rid of their own revenue." Where are they now? And I've seen those vocal people, and I wish I kept those receipts, but now it's just like I'm not seeing anyone say, "Oh, well, holy crap, they're actually doing it." That's crazy. And I've not seen anyone say that, but I definitely saw some people say they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Well, they're doing it, and it's amazing. Look. Console war aside and all this bollocks aside, it is very exciting when someone does something that completely changes their strategy and the status quo in this space. You're gonna have PlayStation 6. What are they gonna do? It's the same shit. They're gonna do their own OS. They have the same environment. They're not doing anything exciting. It's gonna be a PlayStation 6, right? What are they doing? Xbox.
I mean, they were excited about getting a new dashboard every generation, and Xbox didn't. PlayStation's controller is amazing. Like, they innovated on the controller like they always do.
And I gave them.
The
Did I not give
dash
them the
feels
win?
really nice. Huh?
I gave them the win
What?
on the controller front. I said, even though I like the Xbox controller, I gave them the DS6 the win multiple times on podcasts. Like, this is because they actually innovated, but they're not doing anything on the software side. Xbox is really exciting now. Whether or not
They're
Xbox
not making
is
any games.
and they're not making Xbox is more exciting on the software side. Xbox is more exciting on the hardware side. Xbox is doing doing stuff.
Xbox is topping the publisher metrics on the PlayStation Store. Xbox has more new IPs. We argue with Zacharias in the chat right now. I said that he said that everyone's chasing the gas thing. I'm like, not Xbox. And he's like, Sea of Thieves, and you were like, shut the
yeah, go back 6 years. Sea of Thieves. Yeah, well done. That's what I'm saying.
He's right. Like, there's a lot of live service stuff in Xbox games, but they're not chasing the only online PvE, lightning in a bottle, Fortnite / Marvel Rivals thing. Like, Xbox is making new IPs. They're making single player games like never before, with multiplayer stuff in them, sure. But yeah, your face.
Bro, why is it me? It should be you.
Well, I mean, if you'd like, I can sit down and teach you how to use OBS.
No,
absolute caveman.
No, I need to make another scene for this to work. But what I was going to say was, you're on that point on the software. So chat, me arguing in the thing. Colt was quite rightly saying that, isn't it weird that Sony and the reason this conversation came.
Hold on. Marsh has the IQ of an ingrown toenail. He goes, what new IPs from Xbox? 7 out of 10 games coming again. Literally, this generation, Xbox and PlayStation are completely tied from their first party offerings at an 81%, Marsh. Do you ever even look at anything, bro? Xbox and PlayStation have the same caliber this generation. You just have a cognitive dissonance of what you think is a good game.
Bro.
Even South of Midnight, which I think was their worst game they've had in 2 or 3 years, is a 78.
Too high. But
almost an 80, and I didn't even really like it that much.
Yeah.
So
you gave it a 4. I would give it something similar, or a 5 out of 10.
I give it a 69. Let me go back to a 90s joke. I gave it a anyway.
No, so yeah, PlayStation.
South of Midnight had its good moments for sure.
Xbox is just dominating on the software front. Sure, PlayStation has those big. The thing is, PlayStation gets those 90 plus bangers here and there. Their whole strategy has shat the bed this entire gen. But they got Astrobot and they're like, yes, we got that Game of the Year winner. Then we're gonna get this year Ghost of Yotai is gonna be probably a 90 plus meta sequel.
Bro, people are pissed about Ghost of Yotai. I can't believe they're not excited. I'm really looking forward to it. You and I are big fans of Tsushima, and there was a post about Ghost of Yotai, like some announcement coming soon or whatever. And all the comments were like your typical over here stuff, you know? Oh, the voice actress said this or did this or they stand for this. It's like, it's going to be a great game.
There's always this woke shit. Like, there's genuine woke shit that's really annoying. And then there's the crowd, and I made the video about exactly this. The crowd that argues about that is just a bunch of losers, so we can't even get involved in the conversation. And
they're fixing the games industry.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. You got that weird fat Oliver Darko. This you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Did you watch the video? He's literally complaining about. Just like
he just looks at the thumbnail and thinks he knows everything.
Yeah, he's like, oh look, this you. I'm like, watch the video, you fat piece of shit. Get a job. You suck. So you have no personality. You have no personality. So we got Black Cobra. The Noir Slayer with a $2 super chat. If Blade comes out before Wolverine, it's a wrap. That would be hilarious, but I reckon that's a next-gen console game. Shabs Inevitable with the 5 says, I'm with the Machine XP. If the game is Play Anywhere, I would get it on Windows Store. And if it's not Play Anywhere, it would be Steam. Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good point he makes there. The Play Anywhere element of it is really... But then again, I've got Steam Deck as well.
That's kind of the only option you get, you know. Most games don't land on the Xbox Store, on the Xbox PC app. I don't think so.
Xbox PC sucks ass as well. So how are they going to do that? They have to fix the shit out of that thing before anyone even takes this stuff seriously, by the way. If they want to get this PC thing sorted. So there's a lot of challenges there. There's a lot. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of bumpy roads. I'm sure that we're going to missing out some details. But the big one that we haven't even talked about is the fact that PlayStation games are going to be playable on this device. Do you think PlayStation is going to block this stuff? It seems unlikely now. I thought first I was of the view that they're definitely blocking it, and I don't know what's going to happen. I know Sony's petty as hell, but at the same time, Xbox
Paris says they can't.
They can't. Yeah.
Paris said they can't. I'm with that. It's against the terms of service for PlayStation to block a device playing a Steam game. And everyone's like, well, you know, like Jess Corden's like, well, PlayStation's super petty and I can see him finding a way. They're going to take the 30% and enjoy it. Like they need it. Yeah. This is why they're going more multi-platform. They need the money.
They do, yeah.
You were saying a few minutes ago, over a third, almost 2/3 of their games have been canceled this gen. Because
they have more canceled games than announced games. They have more.
2/3 of their studios have canceled games or closed. Like, it's really bad.
They tried to chase gas so hard and they failed so hard.
And they're still doing it. Remember, they doubled down in the last business meeting last week.
Did you see the figures? The insane figures of...
No, I can't read.
Oh my God.
I can pronounce my K's really loud, though. What did the figures say?
Basically,
just build a PC.
Just build a PC.
You're just taking the crap. I love it.
So we saw that PlayStation. I think Colin Moriarty actually shared this. Where is it? I'm going to pull the little Zionist lovers tweets out. Where is he?
Guys, you can't say that.
That's what he calls himself.
I know.
But where is he? Why is this scrolling all the way down to his toilet tweets? Where is he? Here we go. I'm going to bring it up right now. Boom.
Oh, look at you knowing how to run your own overlay.
Well, just about.
Every time I'm doing a show, I'm like, man, I hope this works.
Yeah. It really doesn't take a super genius to understand why Sony's desperate to find success in games as a service and why they'd be smart to continue down that path. Of course, you'd love that shit. There isn't a grouping of single-player games in existence that could drive this level of revenue. Sad but true. And if 53% of their revenue, 53% of their revenue is coming from digital storage. The vast majority of their money is coming from microtransactions.
Really?
And gas games.
Yeah.
Their own Sony CEO was saying this, or Sony exec was saying, I forgot his name, Zaid Bashir, or whatever his name is. And what are you gonna argue with that? How are you gonna argue with that? Like, that's crazy. It's a game changer. You got PlayStation guys talk about single player. Who's developing more single player games? Xbox or PlayStation? Xbox.
Yeah.
Almost all their games are for single player. Fable single player. The Outer Worlds 2 single player. Every single game I mentioned, South of Midnight, was single player. The
Indiana Jones.
Doom,
was the Dark
player.
Ages.
Doom the Dark Ages. What's coming out next?
Ninja Gaiden 4.
Oh, did you have a third party deal that they
Clockwork.
Clockwork Revolution, like every single game, man. It's just there's hardly any gas. In fact, I like multiplayer. I want them to, I'm having the opposite. I'm like, do some more multiplayer. Someone needs to do a little bit more meaningful multiplayer experience. Because I don't
Gears E-Day. Of course, some of these games have multiplayer, but you know, they just put out Gears Reloaded. They've got Gears E-Day, which is really not really not a games as a service title. In the traditional sense, you know. Exactly. They're killing it, and the games are really, really good. When you look back and say the worst thing they've done was South of Midnight, which I think is a decent game. And I loved Avowed. I loved Avowed to death. That's a really good game. And those are like the lowest things you can count for the past couple of years. They've been doing amazing.
Oh, look at the ponies that are in the chat. Didn't Gaz run to PC? Why is he still on this? Why am I still on what? What does that mean?
Dude, you're literally talking about the games that Xbox is providing.
What are you talking about? Don't talk about the games.
This shows you how restricted these guys are. That's proof. It's proof how restricted they are. They look at everything through the lens, through the tiny, like perked up sphincter of PlayStation, where they're like, oh, you can only play it if it's on one piece of plastic, and my disc only fits in your drive. Like, when you're talking about Xbox, every time you say the word Xbox is doing this, Xbox is making this game, Xbox make that game. All they can think about is the plastic box. That's all they can see.
My PS5 Pro is ready for tomorrow. Shut the hell up.
And I haven't been dealing with this for the past year. Xbox has gone multi-platform. But I've been dealing with this for 10 years as a guy who plays on PC, PS4, and Xbox One X. Like, for years, it was oh my gosh, the plastic box. Oh, it's the be-all, end-all. When Sean Layden said back in 2019, he said, consoles are niche in the market. And then... they only listen to Phil Spencer. That's the only person they listen to.
They only listen to Phil Spencer. They never listen to their own execs. They would shut them out. If Phil Spencer said the same thing they did, they would make videos on it. This guy doesn't get it. But when Sean Layden, they're just quiet. They'll just sat there in there, just completely ignoring it.
Well, I mean, he doesn't work there anymore, so...
Smash the like button. PlayStation guys get really salty. They're like, oh, but you're on PC. I'm like, well, so hold on a minute. Why do you PlayStation guys just get to talk about every other platform but PlayStation, but no one else can talk about other platforms? And the funny thing is, Xbox is basically PC, right? So pick your lane. The next console is a PC. All right, then why
you want to hear a horrible take from me?
We're talking about the games.
I'll give you a horrible take that Astro Cyborg can clip, and shout out to Astro Cyborg for doing the Lord's work on Xbox and PlayStation fans. But here's my bad take. The Xbox console has sold 35, maybe 38 million units in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
That is so far below PlayStation and Nintendo. But if you look at their line, I'll do the X-Vault. Their line is just continually going up. Now, PlayStation... X-Vault?
Don't do an X-Vault, man. Oh, my God.
So PlayStation's up here and Xbox is down here, but it's never flatlined. Like, I don't know why people still buy Xbox consoles. They jack the price into oblivion like idiots. I almost said Raganishus. The idiots, so they jack the price of the Xbox, and F them for doing that. But there's no reason to buy an Xbox. People are still buying them. Like, when people are like, imagine failing so hard in the hardware business. It's like, I would say they're failing if they are still losing money per console, and I think they are. But
they're losing. They're losing about $100 per console. Is ridiculous. To
mean, at one time they said that.
They definitely put the price up. I don't think people are going out rushing out buying Xbox consoles, but I think they need to kind of. When are we expecting this? By the way, is it 2026? 2026 for the next Xbox console?
No, 2026 would be the big project announcement. They'll say Project Duolingo, whatever they call it, and
2027 is
that'll be a showcase. 2027 is probably the release. Same for PS6. I think PS6 is Kepler, who is the one who leaked the AMD announcement, and I made the video, and then that morning, Sarabon's like, "We're happy to announce." Kepler leaked that the PlayStation 6 chips were in development at TSMC for the end of 2025, which puts the PS6 at 2027. So I think Xbox and PlayStation are in the same boat. So I don't know. Seems kind of early, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's 2026 though.
Yeah,
I also
yeah.
think it's an $800 console at baseline.
It's interesting that it came out now to come out and talk about this. It's interesting, isn't it? All you need is a PC. F console says Skittles.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, Skittles, F consoles. Let's talk about that for a second. It was about 12 days ago they did the Xbox showcase, and then 10 days later, something like whatever it was, 10 days later, Sarah Bond says we're announcing a deep partnership with AMD to make the next generation console.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do this at the showcase, Gaz? They were just there.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? That's what.
You think they struck that deal a week after showcase?
Well,
Why did they do it now?
I don't know. Maybe these deals take a while. Maybe they were ready to propagate, announce it. There's a lot of moving parts there. They've got a whole suite of devices they're working on. Maybe they're tactically they're going to talk. I have no idea. I'm just guessing at this point. It's an interesting timing.
I think I know why.
What do you think? Why do you think they announced?
I think they announced the ROG Ally at handheld, the Xbox ROG Ally,
A week ago,
and there was a crash out of fans saying, "What happened to the Xbox handheld?" And maybe Microsoft and Xbox don't really plan to cancel it. Maybe there's like, let's give it an extra year, at least. So let's just get out in front now.
Oh, right, okay.
But I think the discussion of Xbox sidelining the handheld generated so much talk online where the perception of Xbox is that they may leave the Xbox console market and that they may not have a next generation console. I think the announcement this week was completely reactive to the zeitgeist of how people were talking about Xbox. Because
but then AMD
otherwise
seems to be quite prepared. They've got their graphics ready. They've got Lisa Su coming on stage. So
I mean, I could have made that video in a day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If I had the B-roll, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But no, good point. I think that's why it took a few days, because the crash out happened over a week ago, right? Everyone was like, oh, it's not an Xbox handheld, you know, it doesn't count. You already have a ROG Ally. You can already get one. Literally just get a Steam Deck, because people are like, literally buy anything that doesn't have an Xbox console. Please don't make this thing popular. Please, I can't have Xbox be talked about ever. I don't want anybody enjoying one. And I think you can't discount how much people talk online and big influencers or whatever the discussion was. I think it was completely reactive. That maybe it was Sarah Bond's call. She's like, let's get out and let's just say it now. And they generated so much hype, so many views and clicks off of that stuff, and it got people saying, oh yeah, next generation, they're definitely working on it, and they're not going to leave the console business. Because, you know, like people like you've talked to PlayStation fans on social media, they're like, I hope and pray that Xbox just doesn't even show up next generation, no console or anything. I just hope that PlayStation's the only one in the business that can continue to gouge us in prices and continue to restrict us until the day's end. We've seen it all time and again.
Yeah. Marsh is a pony on chat, just spiraling. He goes, why go PC when I have access to the best games on my PlayStation? You'll be fine though, man. You just sit there.
That's not how he said it, was it? Why go PC when I already have access to the best game? Oh, he did. He did say something dumb. No, it's why go PC. Why go PC? Answer: I already will have access to the best games from PlayStation. That's why you go PC. I mean, really, if you want to, Marsh, if you really want really good advice, go buy an affordable, really great pre-built PC. That way you know, because you putting together a PC would be really difficult.
Because
you
GTA
probably
6
hurt yourself.
is the only game that ponies have hold of. GTA 6. So yeah,
you have to wait a year, and then if you really want to play Wolverine, just wait another year, and then you won't have to play.
Yes, you get. Yeah. GTA 6 is not coming to PC day one. That's the only thing they'll hold on to, and I love GTA 6. But then after that, we'll be playing the definitive. What happens after GTA 6? The definitive edition of that is going to be played where? On PC. Vast majority of people playing where?
Imagine.
The RP servers are going to be where? On PC. Everyone's going to be. The serious community is on PC. So you just got a bunch of freaking console peasants out here. Like, your PlayStation is shit. Shut your mouth, bruv. Wait 1 second. Let me get these super chats.
Imagine GTA 6 at 60 frames or 120 or whatever.
Yeah.
Our good friend D-Batch is in the chat. He says, can the ROG Ally play your digital titles or your Xbox back-to-back games? Then it's not an Xbox. Stop it. It is an Xbox, D. It's just not an Xbox console.
Oh my god, we got this existential question about this. So this new Xbox that's a hybrid. Surely D-Bash would be excited, but D-Bash just forced himself to pretend he likes PlayStation now. Let's just go. It's just so true. Lord Roughness with a £5 super chat, because every now and again someone from Microsoft feels they have to come out and debunk the hate about Xbox is dead and not making consoles. Lord Roughness is correct. I think he's doubling down on what you were saying, and I think Petran and others were mentioning the same thing. It's just like generally they're getting ahead of it. I think the timing is really good though. I think her coming out actually helped. It really helped.
Yeah.
This thing. By the way, I like this new UI for Xbox. Which UI for Xbox? Well, the new one that's come out. Okay. DS changed, man. Yeah.
No, they make. I think they kind of give you a hint of what the UI is like on that ROG Ally promo.
Oh, right.
A lot of people didn't watch the 10-minute like dev doc on it that was also out because it's like 10 minutes is too long.
I watched a little bit of it. But yeah. D-Batch is now resigned to the quarters, waiting for J-Dub to retweet his tweets. So please support me, ponies. I want to PlayStation, but I'm not getting the kind of love I want. You're basically like Tim Dog Light at this point. It's like a lot of people do that, but it's just like, bruv. So D-Batch,
I bought a PS4 back in the day.
What do you think about the new Xbox? I'm PC first always, cause I'm PC first always. You cosplay PC guy, bruv. I've been playing PC. D-Batch, you don't play games. Just shut up, man. We saw your catch up last year. You played like 3 hours of games. Just don't talk, bruv. You don't. All you do is benchmark. You cosplay as a gamer, bruv. Don't talk about PC play. You cosplay as a gamer, bruv. Just don't chat shit. What's the last game you completed, bruv? What's the last game you played? What's the last game you completed? Shut your mouth, man. He doesn't play any games. He just benchmarks games. You can't have a conversation with him. D-Batch, what's the last game you completed? I want to see you. I want to see you answer the question. What's the last time you even spoke about a game? He doesn't talk about it. This is why. Exactly. You are moms I completed. This is the RDX panel, ladies and gentlemen. You are moms I completed. That's what I'm telling you. Right there. Exposed right there. Is it exposed button? Talk shit. You just benchmark shit. You don't cosplay shit. I was playing PC before you were you were a test tube baby, bruv. I was playing Quake 3 on a pro level.
Admit,
what did you
finish Shower with Your Dad 1 or Shower with Your Dad 2? That's or what was the other one? Genital jousting.
I bet he hasn't even played Quake 3 or he probably hasn't completed Half-Life 1. He just sits there.
Less than lethal goes, Dealer is crying right now.
Dealer is crying in his grave. Well, he's not dead, but Dealer's crying. Where is Dealer? We need him back. Just slap around D-Bash. He goes, D-Bash, I leave. D-Bash goes like, Dealer goes, I leave. I don't know what the flip happened to Tim Dog. D-Batch just literally stitched his mouth to J-Dub's ass. What is going on? Zorka's gone out of the scene. Oz really hates everything. That hasn't changed.
Dealer texted me the day of the showcase and he was like, what the F are they doing? Because he's kind of been out of it. And he watched the showcase and saw the PS5 logos and he's like,
Face Ray 3 goes, guys, you're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 2025. Why? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Bro, Face 23
I played it in 2024. It's freaking amazing.
Face, you're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2025 on PS5. What's the frame rate?
Bro,
What's the frame rate on your PS5 Pro?
Hold on.
I want to know the frame rate.
Isn't he playing that game at 1440p, 30 frames?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
the hilarious part. Right now.
It'd be like this.
Yo, that's the
funny thing.
Face has enough money to buy 2 of these kind of gaming PCs that I have, and yet he plays Red Dead Redemption 2 at 30 frames on his PS5 Pro. That isn't a waste of money, apparently. Listen, man, you guys.
Dr. Pina says, Colt, do you genuinely think Starfield was a good game? Yeah, it is a really good game, but I have a laundry list of things that they should have fixed. But I love Starfield, but
Starfield's a very good game.
I have a lot of things that it needs that they need to do to fix it, and I don't know if they're ever going to. But what is it, like an 82 or 83, which is a good game. You know, it's the same score as Stellar Blade, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that the Starfield's a really good game, and I still play it from time to time. I'll just load it up and just go in the dankness, just go out and fly, find planets, walk around on them, find outposts, take out enemies, find gear, bring it back and build my outposts, like just when I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I'll even like put on a, my friend has a cyberpunk and a like a sci-fi soundtrack thing on Spotify, and I'll play that in the background and just dank out. Just Starfield is a really cool game. Yeah,
it's a really cool game. Could do a lot more, but it's a really solid game. A lot of people may regard it as a classic. But for me, when I played Cyberpunk, it just made me realize, okay, very similar games, and I much prefer Cyberpunk. That's a whole different ball game for me. Nikki
Face. You never move on from Red Dead 2. That thing stays with you the rest of your life. It's amazing.
You played in 2018 and moved on, and what, you're 30 frames?
Yeah, because you played it at half of 4K at 30 frames. Yeah. Of course you moved on. You played on the almighty PS4 Pro at half of 4K. I played it at near native 4K.
Which is a hilarious thing for Pony to say when you guys didn't move on, because Gears of War topped your charts last week, and that was a game that came out 20 years ago. But the remaster of that Gears thing, you guys bought straight away. Sea of Thieves, 6 years old, topped your charts again. PlayStation, why are these Xbox games that are so old topping your charts? What's going on, bro?
Sea of Slim goes, God of War beat it. Deal with it, Colt. Yeah, God of War beat it in the game of the year, but if you look at the rest of the world, like everyone else on this planet gives the nod to Red Dead 2 by a long shot. Yeah.
Nikki Z with the 5.
Amazing.
Have you guys played the Jump Ship demo on Steam? It's Sea of Thieves in space.
I did yesterday.
Is it good?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. If you're on PlayStation, you don't get access to these games. PlayStation refuses to do early access, so you can't play these really cool games. Like, well, I don't know how good Jump Ship is, but I played it for about half an hour yesterday.
Yeah. We got shout out to Dirt.
Because like Dirt Griggity, I play games like Dirt Griggity does.
Yeah, because Xbox, good to see you. Because Xbox lost 2 straight generations doing traditional consoles. Now they're trying to do something different. PlayStation fanboys are crying. F them all. Thank you. Absolutely. This is what they. But he's spot on, because what is happening is PlayStation guys are besides themselves because they can't reconcile the fact that Xbox is doing something they can't. That's the thing. Xbox is now bolting on and capitalizing on its strengths as the Windows legacy. I made a video on it that this is exactly what they need to do. I still say the proof is in the pudding. The execution is really important. Massive question mark around it. Mostly pessimistic than optimistic, but they're doing this and they're taking it seriously. They're doing it natively. They've got their relationship with AMD. They're announcing it. They've got the Play Anywhere, and they've got a litany of devices. Explain to me, PlayStation guys, how a PS6 is more interesting than that. Tell me, what is PlayStation going to do that's more interesting? What is the exciting factor? Well, they're going to make it more powerful, and Mark Cerny's going to come in there looking like a freaking alien, and he's going to be like, yeah, but the flopulation, we've got the power of the SSD. Like, what is he going to do? What are you tell me, PlayStation guys, what are you expecting that's going to be different? You want the status quo, and that's it.
Sometimes I don't even think they like their own platform. Like, they definitely don't talk about their games like they used to. Like when he says, I played Red Dead in 2018 and moved on, but he's the same guy who's like, we got God of War, we got Last of Us, we got Last of Us 2, we got Tsushima. They'll just like rattle off all these games. It's like, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, no, you didn't move on.
You guys didn't move on because you're celebrating PlayStation, Xbox games on your platform, Xbox games that dominate your stores, Xbox games that are old. You're buying old games and they're dominating your charts. It completely killed. And we had Lord Cognito on here, and he slapped everyone with this fact. He goes, it killed that narrative, though, didn't it? Everyone was under the impression that Xbox games are shit. Yeah. Well, then what happened there? Oh shit. What have I done?
Well, I mean, they got Sea of Thieves and like bought the crap out of it. A game they dogged for like 8 years. I don't like Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. It's just like, bruh.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's crazy. This is why they're so threatened. And I didn't expect them to be this threatened by this Xbox hardware device. The Asus ROG Ally showed me, holy shit, they're just really just besides themselves. Like, oh, an Xbox handheld. The fact that Xbox can play PlayStation games, when that happens, bro, that's the major Uno reverse card. If that happens, if they don't block it, and there's that, I want to buy this device just for that one picture. Just go, Just gonna stare at the camera like, what happened, bruh? But then I have to buy a PlayStation game. I don't know which one to buy. Well, hopefully Housemarque's new game. Housemarque's new game, that's going to be a timed exclusive on the console, and it'll be back on PC, I'm sure, like Returnal.
Yeah, it took a year, and then I think Death Stranding 2 only took 6 months to come to PC. That game comes out next week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just finished Death Stranding 1, like, I don't know, 4 months ago or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I want to jump into 2 already? Because like that game's like really heavy. So I'm like, or do I just wait? And the summertime can be pretty slow. But that's the cool thing about, I have a PS5. I'm very fortunate. I have a PS5 and Xbox Series X and a PC. Like I don't have to pick and choose. I can make decisions based on those things. And a lot of the arguments you see online are because someone only has one choice.
Yeah.
And so they got to cling to it so desperately. And that's why they make fun of something like an Xbox ROG Ally shouldn't threaten any gaming fan whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I said on my show, Meg and I were saying it, he kind of got dogged for kind of dogging the handheld on Crossfire. But we both said on the show, I'm like, I've got one right there. Like, it's not that different if they can put the UI on this one. If like I can get that update.
Yeah.
Except this one's way less powerful. But do I want to go out and spend the extra money? I don't know. That's just where it's at.
Yeah, exactly. It's a choice.
Sorry.
We got. Sorry, but let me get these super chats. Sorry, 1 second. We got Black Cobra. He with the $2 super chat. God of War won Game of the Year. Yet Red Dead Redemption 2 sold 74 million. God of War sold 23 million. Don't talk about sales when it doesn't suit the PlayStation guys. Black Cobra, you know how they feel. They get sensitive about that. That's the reason why they got like really looking at the Final Fantasy 16 sales. You see the. Nibs was beside himself trying to reconcile the low player numbers using all kind of metrics. And Stellar Blade just.
I don't know if that number.
I don't know if it's correct.
I don't know if that 2018 was, if that number was for just the first God of War.
Yeah, it was. Was it first God?
Yeah, 23 million. Wow.
It was a great game.
That's pretty high.
That was a really
and it's
good game.
only on PS4 and PS5, so that's pretty big.
And Red Dead Redemption 2 is on multiplayer, so you have to say that as well.
Yeah.
At the same time. Don't mention sales, yeah. Face 23 Brooklyn, New York. He was called be a PC gamer and wait for DS2 a year later. Or you could be a PlayStation 6 gamer and wait for Xbox games 20 years later and then buy them. Or wait for the whole roadmap that you set out the entire generation. At least they're getting Death Stranding 2.
I mean,
which will be on everywhere else.
Isn't it kind of a given that PlayStation games will be on PC within a year or 18 months, right?
Or thereabouts,
It's pretty much a given. Yeah.
And that's we're talking about.
And we know
nothing.
PC gamers will wait. Like, and that's what Face was kind of joking about. Like, be a PC gamer and wait. PC gamers will not go buy a PS5 just to play a couple of games. They'll just wait and play it the best way it could possibly be.
Well,
the way it was intended.
I think there is a, like I've always said, I do like PlayStation's as a platform holder. Their strategy makes sense, but I think they're with things like this, with Xbox doing this kind of stuff, it is a kind of system shocker there. It's kind of messing things up a lot for PlayStation. They won't like Xbox doing this, by the way. Xbox doing this hybrid device. Do you think Sony likes that? Oh, Xbox gamers get to play PlayStation games. That in terms of PR hit, that's going to be huge. So that's going to be less control over that. Over there, it's really disruptive. Play anywhere. What is PlayStation doing? The PlayStation guys have they have nothing to say. They have nothing to say. It's like nothing. They're just making excuses. It's just like, because CFCM's like, it's Demon Souls. They're like maybe a handful of PlayStation 5 games that are not on PC. And it's crazy. There's no excitement on the PlayStation side, says Lord Roughness. PS6 with more frames, more ray tracing won't cut it. Microsoft with a hand on multiple storefronts is exciting. That's exactly what I'm saying, Lord Roughness. Like, what is it that you're going to be excited about?
I saw a clip of King David on Iron Lord's podcast last week laughing at the PlayStation fans because Xbox is going to charge $80 for Outer Worlds 2. He goes, what $80? He's like, I'm not paying $80. You are. And they were laughing. I'm like, oh, that's not really the right like attitude to take. Like, my attitude is like, F you, Xbox, for being the first one to make mainline games $80.
But at the same time, yes, that Xbox deserve the smoke for increasing the price. PlayStation will follow suit as well. And they follow.
I think they will.
But at the same time, you guys are saying Xbox guys don't buy games. Xbox guys are on Game Pass. King David is right, though. The reality is, he's not paying $80. But that's the reality. If you can't have PlayStation guys say, oh, you guys don't buy games, you're all on Game Pass and Game Pass and Game Pass. When the reality is, okay, if you're on Game Pass, no one's paying $80. You guys are paying $80. That's an absolutely valid point to make. That doesn't justify Xbox increasing the price, though. And a lot of ponies are secretly on Game Pass. They just don't admit it. Some of the ones that surprise you the most.
You think so?
100. You know, one big one. Well, which pony that talks about Xbox all the time hates on Twitter Xbox and plays mostly on Game Pass and PC?
Does his name start with a J?
Yes, it does. And they all do that. They all do that. Shout out to 300 people live. Smash the like button. It's a look. This hardware thing. There's going to be ups and downs with it. As with anything with the news, there's going to be some announcement like, "Oh, the functionality is not good," or "It's not as comprehensive as this." There is a huge question mark on the implementation of it. But
Christopher Hart said, "Y'all saying PlayStation will do the same?" When he's talking about price hikes, did you see that leak that Borderlands 4 has an $80 version for next gen on PlayStation? Like there was some, I don't believe it, but there was a rumor that they had a placeholder for the next gen version of Borderlands, but that would mean PS6 was next year, and I don't think it is. But do you think that PlayStation will go to $80? Like we already know that 2K is going to.
Yeah.
And Xbox and Microsoft have gone to $80. Nintendo has.
Yeah.
Do you think Ubisoft will go $80? Do you think PlayStation will?
All of them will. They'll all go. They all will.
And Xbox for being one of the first. I know Nintendo did it first, but they think they're next generation. They're still a generation behind PlayStation and Xbox right now.
Facebook thing for New York. Series X was exciting too. What happened? Consoles happened. PlayStation Xbox Series X actually had quick resume, a feature that I actually thought was good. What did the PS5 have? Nothing. Shit. I barely use the PS5.
It has a triple beep when you turn it on every time because it thinks that it got unplugged or there's a power surge.
What happened? What is his answer to what is PlayStation doing that's interesting? Is the Series X was exciting.
Remember Reforge said that
if you keep super chat, if you're super chatting, the next super chat I want to see from you is what is PlayStation doing? Answer the question. This is a typical pony. Is like, oh, but Xbox, what is good PlayStation 6 going to do that's going to excite you? I want to hear all the ponies in the chat. Sea Wolf Swim, who literally has Hiroki Totoki's sperm in his mouth. JV Smooth, who literally does the same thing. He's the biggest pony on Twitter, and he comes in here, pretends to be like, oh no, level-headed. See, and I don't mute you guys. Christopher Hart literally is pregnant with Herman Hulse's baby. So I want to hear these guys. What are they doing? What are they doing?
BB. Wake up, BB.
I'm so glad Xbox didn't do a mid-gen console, especially something as lukewarm as a PS5 Pro. So this is like, it's a lot more exciting. What are they doing? I'm going to wait, chat. I'm going to see. Mar says,
question is, what is
PC is a
PlayStation doing to
plastic
innovate?
carbon steel box like a console. Literally answered my... He says, a PC is a plastic, I assume he means plastic, carbon steel box like a console. Marsh.
PC is almost nothing like a console.
Well, no, it is like a console is like a PC, but gimped to shit. Is literally
a console can only. Well, I mean, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's
all of these consoles, all of them, even the Xbox's new hybrid. Well, that actually admits it's a hybrid device.
Let me know when your PS6 or your PS5 lets you play any of your Steam library or Ubisoft Connect or GOG or Epic or whatever. Let me know. Let me know when your PlayStation 6 lets you play PlayStation 3 games, which a PC can do.
Okay,
you can't play a single effing PlayStation 3 game.
I want to hear D-Batch's insightful comment here. The only thing that consoles share is the PC ports. They're two different things, man. Okay, explain to me, D-Batch, what differentiates the console? They're just literally gimped PCs. You've literally had Sean Layden and others all say that they all admitted with their gimped PCs with restrictive
can you just degauss your entire chat right now and we'll start fresh? Dr. Penis goes, Xbox doesn't allow you to play Steam games and all those other games either.
Oh my god. D-Batch
oh
is
my
days,
bro.
D-Batch
Sarah
is your friend.
Bond just
D-Batch is
told
your
you.
friend. He's saying the same thing. Does the PlayStation 5 play PC games? What do you think GIMP means? You should know that, bruv, because I'm pretty sure you wear that whole outfit with the ball in your mouth, bruv. Holy shit, bro.
It's a blue ball though, and it says PlayStation. Dude, I mean, Lisa Sue and Sarah Bond literally explain what's going on to you, and you already proved that you only listen to the people that lead Xbox, and you still said that Xbox won't be doing this either. Like, yeah, right now, guess what? I can load up my Series S. I could play almost every retro game through the dev mode and retro emulation. This is well documented. PlayStation can do none of this. And then you know what their answer is, guys? Look at me in the eyes. Their answer is, why would I need those games? Why do I need to play old games? You know who else said that? Jim effing Ryan.
Yeah.
You don't want to play these old games. As they take all of your purchase games, whatever they are on disc or digital, and they just said, F them. F them. You don't get them. We're done. We're moving forward. F you.
Bro, I don't even know what to say. Look, this is the state of PlayStation right now. That they come into this chat to reconcile. And they can't give. Not one of them is given one answer, by the way. All these guys I mentioned, not one answer. Not one answer. Not one answer. What is the answer?
Marsh, I still play on Xbox.
Yo.
You guys are so daft, bro. I still play on Xbox. I still occasionally play on PlayStation. I still play on PC. I play on my handheld. Like, you're so restricted. It's all you know is like, oh, PlayStation says it can't do it. It can't do it. If it doesn't have the DualSense 5, then that doesn't even count for me. Gosh, dang, dude.
Nick, you see with the 5, if the next Xbox is a hybrid PC, do you think they will have the ability to multiple monitor setup? I hope so.
No, I doubt it.
I doubt it as well.
They should have been doing that a long time ago. I still don't do it.
Bruh,
my PC's connected to 65-inch OLED, and you've got like the traffic center of downtown London.
Wait, chat, wait. Now that I can do it like this, look. This is my setup, bro. Can your console do this, bruv?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look
you
at
got to
this.
step way
It's
back.
Beast,
Yeah.
bruv. Oh, sorry, I need to
Point the camera down, all the way down, and then unzip. Show them where it really is.
Right
Look at all those monitors, bro. Norp never looked so good.
Bro, this is the beast right there.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love
Can
it.
your console do that?
Nope.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, Marsh goes, I don't sound happy. I don't even know how. Yeah, I'm not happy with how dumb you are, dude. Like, you don't understand. You don't understand, like, playing everything I want. I'm playing Stellar Blade on PC. I play Jump Ship, a game you'll never have access to until the game comes out. Sure, when it comes out, it'd be better, but whatever. Like, just play whatever you want. You literally restricting yourself, and you're trying to celebrate it as a W. It's such an L.
Yeah,
like, get out there. The world is bigger than just a PlayStation logo, bro. There's so there's so much good games out there.
Yeah, man. And you're missing out.
Oh, gosh.
You're missing out.
Yeah, I know Spartan goes, all they got this year is new concerts.
They were expecting a showcase of it and they got a concert. I was laughing, bro. And then we find out Marathon got delayed till next year as well. Like, holy shit, they can't do it.
Good for them.
Well, I'm still... I'm sure Bungie... Well, I'm not sure at all. That's a lie. I'm sure they can figure something out to make it a lot more interesting. But they'll end up doing all
Marsh goes, I travel the world. Zang. Congrats, bro. You travel the world.
To be that close-minded. Yeah, Chris for the £2 super chat. I told you about my costume.
He's like, why does my portal work on the plane?
Chris, what are you talking about? Chris, what are you talking about? Face, invite D on the show. Enough of this echo chamber. Face 23, Brooklyn, New York, who frequents Keith Rash and Pro Truck shows, talk about echo chambers. What are you talking about? First of all, this is a two-man show. Secondly, D-Batch, unless this guy gets on camera, bruv, I don't want to see him sitting here with this shitty, cheap microphone talking about absolute bollocks. D-Batch, you got a camera? And I don't even know how to do a 3-man overlay. Anyway, PlayStation has got the concerts, Game Seeker. Thank you. That's what PlayStation has.
This isn't an echo chamber. This isn't an echo chamber. Gaz and I are just smarter than the three guys that continue to argue.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah. But so funny that PlayStation guys saying echo chambers is insane to me. Especially on this podcast, we bring up everyone.
I mean, dude, do you know how, people dog me for blocking? I cannot tell you how many people have blocked me before I've ever talked to them. They just block me because it's crazy. Like, I'll go into like an IGN or a PlayStation or an Xbox related tweet, and they'll be like these angry, bitter, unhappy, dissatisfied gamers whining and bitching about whatever's going on, and it'll look to be blacked out, like they have me blocked. I'm like, well, figures. I mean, they're miserable. And I make videos every week. I'm like, I'm really excited about this. I hope this turns out to be amazing. This is what's coming up in gaming. This was what Xbox doing. They're like, I just can't stand this real sound of his voice. He says Xbox and he just enunciates the X so much. And I count how many times he says the word Xbox. He said 67 times in the video.
Yeah.
Remember when Nick did that?
Yeah.
No, bitching isn't a bad word.
Bitching's not a bad word. Bitching is actually, that's not a bad word. But he says a lot more worse than private. Machine XP with the $5 super chat. This is a PlayStation brain. Sarah, we're developing our next-gen first-party consoles. PlayStation Goobers. Xbox just cancelled their next-gen console. Bro, 100%. 100%.
I know.
They weren't ready for this. They were so convinced that this was going to be the case. Well, it wasn't even sitting on the fence. They were convinced Xbox is not going to do a next-gen console. But them doing that and a hybrid is a major issue because they know for them it bothers them that it will play PlayStation games. And when that happens, major L. The whole industry is moving platform agnostic. Whether it comes out a year late or whatever, it's platform agnostic as hell. So what are you going to do, bruv? Nothing, lad. It's going to take him, lad. Black Cobra.
I think people have an inability to think for themselves and think about what is my money doing for me? Like, if I'm buying a game, what kind of value do I get? What kind of access do I get to those games? If PlayStation had a Game Pass service, they would have 50 million subscribers so fast.
Yeah.
They don't have access to that. And what they do instead is they champion the opposite of pro-consumerism. Play anywhere, Game Pass, being able to play your games or buy them on PC if you'd like, or just buy them on console. Like, these things are really big. Being able to take your games like you do your movies and your music wherever you want. But instead we get an argument from a PlayStation fanboy who tries to say that restriction is the way moving forward. And that was great when Xbox had no games and PlayStation 4 had they were like in their prime of the PlayStation career, where they were making some of their best games and they were making them every single year, multiple ones. Right now it's really dry for how many games they're putting out from their 25 studios or whatever, right? So they're trying to justify why what Xbox is doing is bad, when Xbox is pushing the industry and doing the same thing PC has been doing for a long time, saying, hey, you play these games on your laptop or play them on your PC or on your handheld. We don't care as long as you buy them. They're your games. It really goes to show you that.
Yeah, that's a huge. How do you argue against that? How do you argue against that?
They're arguing because they're not thinking about what their money means to them, and they're always thinking about what's good for PlayStation and PlayStation's financial report and PlayStation's growth, instead of thinking what's good for me as a gaming consumer and a gaming fan, being able to play my games the best way and at a good value.
Yeah, and that's why we saw the whole Game Pass is value destructive, all this bollocks, and Game Pass is now literally facilitating. That's the most major cope I've heard from those guys. Like, oh, it's not sustainable. Well, why are you worried about Microsoft sustainability? Now they're like, oh, they're paring it back because PlayStation doesn't do anything. So whilst PlayStation Plus goes absolutely down the toilet, and 81 or whatever % of them say they are so disheartened by PlayStation Plus, they're literally spending.
Oh, was that a poll?
Yeah, that was the poll that results. They said they were just like, this is completely shat the bed. That's how crap PlayStation
was.
Plus
It really like 80% said they don't like PS Plus?
It was maybe even higher.
Offerings?
I just need to get.
Holy crap!
It was really bad. It's just shit. But all the while, the PlayStation guys aren't demanding better. They just sat there, just take it, talking about why Game Pass is not sustainable, not why it wasn't good. So at one point, they were arguing about Game Pass not being great, and Game Pass absolutely destroys PlayStation Plus or whatever the hell
It's amazing right now. And it used to suck really bad. You and I griped really big time. We were griping in 2022 and part of 2023 about Game Pass. This is like an inability to put out any good games or put out good deals, and their own first party stuff was really lagging behind. But in 2024 and 25, it's undeniable how amazing Game Pass is. And then the future looks even better with Clockwork and everything else. So yeah, it's amazing. So you're right. They've pivoted to, now they're like, oh, we're worried about the sustainability and the profitability. It's like, well, they already told you that it's making money. Why do you care? Like, you should be hoping that they're losing money so you can continue to have a better value on your end as a consumer. These guys are psychotic, man.
No, but
it's crazy.
So now that the Xbox games are on PlayStation, I have to ask them: is it more sustainable? Yes or no? And like you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't say it's unsustainable.
True.
Unless you think it's that unsustainable that even PlayStation revenue won't supplement the service. And it's like you just made it more supplementary. Black Cobra with a $5 super chat. Okay, PlayStation fanboys, I got a question. Name me 10 PlayStation first party, not third party games coming out this year, and I'll name you 10 Xbox first party. 10 Xbox first party. What, you can't even.
What's the question again?
So Black Cobra asks,
name
10 first party PlayStation games coming out this year. 10. You can't name 3
this year.
Or 4.
They only have 2, I think. Death Stranding 2. Oh, 3. Lost Soul Aside. Midnight Murder Club. That's 3, and then one more. Josie Yotai. They have 4. But you guys won't claim Midnight Murder Club because that game's going to be like a 50 Metacritic, and you don't want me to put that on the chart, so we can throw that one out and say
I didn't even know I heard of that. Lost Soul Aside as well, which is day and date on PlayStation.
It's going to be awesome, yeah.
Day and date on PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
PC, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tarnished First Party Cult. Those are first party. Death Stranding is being published by PlayStation. They paid for it. They're publishing it.
Party. I just find it. Like, okay, but for
There's
me,
no such thing as second party, even according to Insomniac. Insomniac and Xbox have both said that.
I don't give a shit what they say.
And PlayStation.
Like, when for me, first party, okay, fair enough. They've got. That's why Ninja Gaiden 4.
If that's your definition, they only have one game for first party coming out this year, and that's Ghost of Yotai. But according to my definition, they have 4.
In my definition, they have 1. Because when the whole point about
there's your echo chamber. There's your echo chamber.
Hey, Chris, this is an echo chamber too. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. Yeah, bro. Okay, no matter what other people's definitions are, for me, it's this. What is the whole point about it is what are your first-party studios within PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo producing? That's the whole point, right? That's the whole reason why we argue about them in the first place. So what are they doing? And it's Ghost of Yotai. PlayStation fanboys claiming first place over a future VCR like plastic box. They sure do rubberneck a lot. Looking backwards, worried about what Xbox is doing. BT Maverick on the spot on super chat. They do rubberneck. That's all they do. That's all they do. It's just like, all right, and fair enough, but you have to call it out. We rinse Xbox when they messed up to the point where ponies love clipping that and saying, oh, look, Gaz is making fun of Xbox and this and that. But what are you guys doing? You're just taking it. More cancelled games than announced games, and you have the gall to open your mouth. You have a PlayStation concert, not a showcase event. You defend a D-rated show. You basically got Ghost of Yotai's teeth, and that's it. Like, you have literally cumulative interest for built up on
the wolf's teeth
shows. Yeah, what the hell are you doing, Blaze? I would love to come on, but just the situation hasn't changed yet. You're too late, man. Your show is too late. I owe Blaze 50,000 shows after my house gets sorted. The other house gets sorted. Gaz, Xbox rinsed you into a PC guy. What? It made me an upgrade. JV, why are you still a console peasant, bro? Blaze, it's not bullshit. I promise you. It hasn't changed. I'm praying it.
That's so weird because you had an okay PC and then you were playing games on it occasionally. And then you had your buddy loaned you a better PC while you were building yours and you were playing games on that. Mm-hmm. Your brother. And then you built this PC and you're playing a bunch of games on that. Like that. No. I just keep saying it. That is the perception of a restricted gamer who says you ran to this, you went to this. Like, people always say this. And I know
the funny
this
thing
may
is
come off as disingenuous from me, Mr. Xbox, like YouTube guy, right? Fudge! I don't switch. I bought a PS4. I switch HDMIs from 1 to 2. I bought a PS4 at the end of the last generation, played a whole bunch of those games on there. And then I bought a PS5 day one. When I want to play a PS5 game like Astro Bot, I get it day one and I play it. Like there is no switching. This asinine thing where people say, oh, I got to switch to this brand now because I don't like what this brand is doing. So now I'm going to hate that brand. And then I'm going to suck off this brand.
It's so dumb.
People
it's
know
so stupid.
and think I'm such a massive fanboy, but I don't just flip-flop back and forth between platforms, making sure I have the correct banner to wave.
But that's the funny part. You guys are idiots if you're saying that, because you're just saying you have to stick to one team and that's it. If the platform's not delivering,
It's so
then
bad.
I have to stick with it. I have to just carry on being.
The worst is when their platform isn't delivering and they sit there and they just bash Xbox.
And then they pretend everything is okay. They have literally no requirements. The funny thing is, I was PC the tail end of last year. I didn't even buy an Xbox One X or a shitty PS4 Pro. I was on PC.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I was on PC. I literally came back to Series X on consoles. I enjoyed that experience, but it wasn't what they sold. And I realized, especially the PS5, all of these, they're just sold bollocks. Now you have a console that's bringing the best parts of, well, hopefully, some parts of the PC, and now it's interesting. For me as a user, it's only going to be if it extends the thing, extends my PC experience on the living room, and I don't even know how it's going to do that. But Xbox is a PC, right? You guys are saying Xbox is PC, right? So then, is it in my domain to talk about it? You guys are just stuck.
And it's about the games. Like C-Swim says, don't deny your nature, Cole. What is there to deny? I make videos about Xbox games, all these Xbox games that I'm excited about. I make videos about CD Projekt Red, Rockstar stuff. You'll never see me make a video about games I don't like. I don't make bash videos. I didn't make a video bashing Mind's Eye. I don't make videos about Nintendo, which I don't care about whatsoever. There's nothing that excites me about them. They're doing their thing. They're doing amazing.
I make fun of games.
It's fine. Let them do it. I don't have to make fun of them because they're beating some other platform that I like. If you look at my content, there's tons of Xbox stuff on there. And I've got stuff about, you just name it, Dying Light, Dead Island, Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead, like all of this stuff. Just talk about what you like. People just have no concept of talking about something they enjoy. They think it's got to be this thing between this team's playing this team. I hate that better every time he steps up to the plate because he's wearing the blue uniform. I only like the orange uniform. It's asinine. And people, oh man, it just shows their maturity. It really does. And it's all over video games. And we're taking the piss. We're having a laugh here because some of these guys are being so ridiculous.
I love how the ponies in the chat spell PC as P and C. It's like, what is that? What is P and C? What is that? The PlayStation's PS.
So now the new thing they're doing is they're saying that Xbox's next console is not an Xbox. You can't call it an Xbox. It's not a console. It's literally PC. And they think somehow that if it gets designated as a PC only, that will keep them, it'll put them in sanctuary from Xbox
it doesn't work that way.
continuing to go on.
It doesn't work that way. You guys,
the industry definition.
Yeah.
The industry definition of a console is a dedicated gaming box that you connect to your TV. And PC can be that, but I don't know, it's not the same, but it will be a hybrid.
But they love
and
Pisser,
like I said at the beginning of the show,
Nikki
I wouldn't be surprised if
they loved Pisser.
What's that?
PC's there, but they love Pisser. They don't make fun of freaking
Pisser.
Like you can try and change the definition of whatever you want. Xbox is releasing a console.
Bro,
it's going to be a hybrid
I got one
console.
more.
What are you going to do?
I got one. One guy told me the other day that none of this matters. Even Microsoft has stopped using the word Xbox.
They haven't.
Bro, what have we been dealing with the past year on Xbox's marketing that we've made fun of? You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Yeah, this is anyway.
No, hold on, I'll show you. Let me pull a Dreamcast guy.
Oh, please don't. What is that? It's blurred out, man.
Come on, get in focus.
Oh, this is an Xbox. You got a controller that says that?
Mm-hmm.
They sent it to you?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They were like, hey, tell everybody that everything's an Xbox. Yeah, this guy's so against the word Xbox. He's like, Microsoft doesn't even use that term anymore. I'm like, they've like tripled down, they've quadrupled down on it this past year.
Oh my God, that's they're like at King Thrash saying, oh, they're not even gonna use the word Xbox. Then you got Xbox and AMD, Xbox everywhere. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Why would they get rid of the...
This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. Xbox, Samsung TV. Xbox. Now there's an Xbox Meta Quest 3 VR headset. I'm like, how is that? And
Yeah,
oh, whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy as well. Besho Washi, thank you so much for the $50 super chat, man. He goes, yo, bum, we need more pony hunters. I hope you watched the pony hunter video we released yesterday. It was too fun. Anyone that still cares about who won is
You
in the
guys almost
box.
killed your buddy.
Yeah, bro, I should have shown like after. I wanted to edit it and show what happened to him after. He really got almost concussed. Xbox.
Did he hit the back of his head? Because he reached for it immediately.
Yeah, he had whiplash on it. Yeah,
it.
he hit his back of his head on the grass. He didn't expect it. We do so much to him. At one point, we were gonna think of power bombing him without telling him. When my mate went to check his pulse, he didn't expect it. All that is off the cuff, by the way. It's just literally just film roll.
Checked his pulse. What did you guys do?
You don't see he check his pulse in the video. He put his cops' testes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when he put his hand on his crotch, he licked his hand.
Yeah, he didn't know where you were gonna do that. It was too funny, man. People in the park watching like, what the hell are these guys doing? But Bashi Washi, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. He goes, Xbox left the game 5 to 6 years ago and started a new game, and those fuckers still in the old lobby thinking game is still going. Sadly, PlayStation lost its way. Bro, fire. The same thing I've been saying for a long time. PlayStation is not the same PlayStation you like. You look at the freaking gas metric. 55% of their revenues come from microtransactions and multiplayer games. So what happens? So is that the same thing? They're working on more gas games. They've literally had not one decent showcase for God knows how long. And now you're holding on to the idea of PlayStation so badly that you're in denial about what the state of PlayStation is. And then you're focusing on Xbox. And Xbox is doing what? Not one of you could name one exciting thing that you think PlayStation is going to do with the PS6. Not one of you. All of you guys chatting shit. You've been literally just couldn't name one thing. That's it. Pony Pole Publishers ruined it. You guys have been led astray. Stop listening to Aaron. Mass Produce comes into bloody Xbox shows and he doesn't know what to say. He just says PC is the same shit. Oh, you guys are on PC, which is, oh, you're playing the best fidelity on the best rig, and we're sitting here paying full price for substandard experiences and celebrating playing 20-year-old Xbox games. What are you doing? What are you doing? You guys are stuck. You guys are lost. Your PlayStation is not where you used to be. You'll look at sales.
Yep.
You'll ignore when sales when it suits you. So when PC absolutely dominates and helps the PlayStation platform, Helldivers helps it. PlayStation beat the
Black
any
Myth
record.
Wukong even helped it.
Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, and they're breaking records. And why are you quiet? The same PC guys say, PlayStation guys say PC guys don't buy games. It completely obliterated that argument. When
it proved that they will wait. They will definitely wait to buy a $60 or $50 game or whatever. They'll wait and play it on PC where they want, how they want.
Exactly.
That's the future. The future really should be how you want to play games and the best way possible. Like the Death Stranding 2 will run at 60 frames on my PS5. So I'm really tempted just to play it there because I know it'll look amazing, because it looked amazing on Xbox Series X. I was really surprised. And at that fidelity, I'd absolutely love to play it. Do I want to wait? It will be the question. And if I wait, who cares? If I don't, who cares? If I play it early on my PS5, then, you know, people will be like, oh, finally, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever.
This is all the unsettled PlayStation fanboys in the chat is major evidence to me of them feeling threatened because their narratives constantly are just getting destroyed. And Bashiwashi was right. Like you're arguing about an old metric. What are you holding on to? You don't like multiplayer. You don't like gas. Then you should be spending all your energy and looking at your own house, because you have more cancelled games than unannounced games. But you're worrying about Game Pass sustainability. What constitutes an Xbox? Celebrating Xbox games that are dominating your own store. Having shit.
Xbox is kind of saving them right now. Like PlayStation's been in a down low spot they've never been in since the beginning of the last generation. And Xbox is providing them the games going forward. Yeah. And that showcase was amazing. Like these are some of the really amazing games that are coming to all platforms. And then some of Xbox's first party stuff is dropping day and date on PlayStation. So, I mean, just say you're welcome. Really?
This is the thing.
Tell Xbox thank you.
Yeah, you do. You do need to. Otherwise, it'd be a barren year for you. Angel Baron, but at least you gain Death Stranding 2 in a few days. Angel Baron with a $5 super chat. Microsoft owns Xbox and PC. It makes sense for them to still make hardware, and they're starting to make Xbox into a gaming software as well. Well, Xbox is a huge gaming software powerhouse, publisher powerhouse now, where they just dominate the conversation all the time, and we didn't expect it. Well, I mean, we talked about it at the start of this gen, and it took a good few years, and Xbox is here now, and we're going to see more and more. And so, yeah, PlayStation 5, say thank you. Yeah, say thank you. Thank you. But that's the thing. It's interesting to see how things are changing. This is going to be a big moment, I think, Cole. I don't know how, obviously, the execution is all that it boils down to. Xbox has a remarkable way of messing up. But
oh yeah, of course.
But I feel like they've got enough ammo now with this strategy that it's more software centric anyway. But now with this open platform kind of idea, I think they've embraced it. They need to go. I'm afraid that they will be a little bit restricted with that. I think they need to just open it up completely. And I fear that there might be some like disclaimers there or some restrictions. I don't know how open this whole strategy is, storefronts. No caveats or what it will be. Because it's a big change, man. I think people don't realize how big a move that is. It's a game changer. The console industry for the longest time hasn't seen this. This is a complete paradigm shift. When was there anything like this?
Yeah.
Nothing. I can't tell me when.
Never. Like JV's goes, if PlayStation changed this much, I would be pissed.
If PlayStation changed this much, you would be pissed by having the option to access other storefronts on your console. You want to be continued to be fleeced in the PlayStation store.
He would be pissed if he no longer had bragging rights for exclusivity because nothing else has changed. That is a negative.
You just argue about timed exclusives now. You're just timed.
Because they already are timed.
That's what I mean.
Like Wolverine's going to come out in 2026, and then a year or maybe 14 months later, it'll be on PC, and it'll be on Xbox. Imagine that. Imagine me going. Imagine 2026, Wolverine's coming out, and I'm still playing Grand Theft Auto 6, just absolutely loving it. I'm like, you know what? I'll wait on Wolverine because I'm going to play it at a higher fidelity with path tracing and no compromise on PC.
That's what we're doing. Death Stranding 2.
PS5 immediately.
That's what we're doing. Death Stranding 2. So some games I can't wait, like GTA 6, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I'm gonna wait. Even the new Housemarque game, I'll wait for the definitive edition.
I mean, if Fable and Clockwork Revolution come out near Wolverine, like that's going to be a tough choice to make which one I play first. And I think Wolverine's going to be really awesome. So I don't know, pick and choose. It's great to have options. I would hate if PlayStation gave me options. I would hate it.
Okay, well then this is the point. You guys are stuck. You guys are stuck in one environment, clinging onto an idea of PlayStation that has already escaped reality. But
I feel like PlayStation leadership's been telling him the exact opposite of what JV thinks. You know,
it is what it is. It is what it is. They literally celebrated the fact that the PlayStation will have PC games a little bit later. I'm like, right, but what about all the other things that PlayStation's not doing, tendering to your needs? That's it. Microsoft's got us covered. I would hate
PlayStation. YJT says PlayStation literally has all the options, all games anyone cares about. They literally do not have all the options that people care about. You don't understand that people will wait to buy a game if it's on a different storefront on PC. Like they'll wait until they can get it just how they want. Like it's very restricted on PlayStation. The Portal's helped. Portal lets you go mobile. The Portal's a good device too.
Why are
and their
PlayStation
handheld
guys so scared of asking for better? I don't understand. Why are PlayStation guys so scared of that? If I was a PlayStation fanboy, I would have a horrible time this generation. Horrible time. Because imagine...
I've been asking Xbox for better. I mean, Xbox guys get mad at me when I tell Xbox to F off when they raise the price or whenever they do something stupid. And it makes the other side mad. But it's not that hard to just say, no, do this correctly. And your voice heard. Somebody just said, somebody from Xbox that runs like the dashboard thing updates said, we took this tweet from April 2021 and we've been working on making big changes for this because somebody asked for it. It takes them forever, but it's good to ask for better from your favorite platform.
Absolutely, but I don't think PlayStation guys are used to that. The only time they chirp up is that they censor their hentai games. That's when you'll hear them really make a noise, and I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, when the games get censored and you can't see like panties and stuff.
Yeah.
No,
that's the only time I've seen PlayStation guys
sword.
take seriously. You have my sword. You have my shield, Grant.
Yep.
Bashy Washy with a $10 super chat. If PlayStation 7 announced tomorrow, they will still talk about Xbox all the time rather than enjoying what they have. It's true hatred they have for Xbox One did after the 360. Absolutely, they will. All the big channels will do that. And this is why I deliver the source. It's a counter to the mountains of bullshit that you see there. I'm a necessary force, Colt. I'm doing public
I know
good.
you are. You're changing the industry.
I should get a Nobel Peace Prize. We've got Angel Barrow with the
Except everything you do is not peaceful.
Yeah, it's not. Angel Barrow with the $5 super chat. PlayStation single player games are boring. No replay value or multiplayer. I can still play it on Steam, but boring. I will be honest with you, Cole. God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I still get myself to play it.
Same.
I
really like 2018. I don't know what it is. I'm halfway through it, and every time I pick it back up, I'm like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I have to start all over again.
And
They
it
don't have
scored
play
just
save
as
anyway.
well as the other one.
And they don't have the save functions like on Xbox where I can carry on. I have to start all over again with Ragnarok because they're so backwards. But PlayStation guys will justify that as well. It's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Why do you want to carry on your save on PC?
I couldn't put down Horizon Zero Dawn. I played it like non-stop till 40 plus hours, and then I got 15 hours into Forbidden West, and I'm like, I think it's partially because those two games are so similar. It's like, I just did this. And that's what the PS5 generation has been so far. You just did this. If you didn't just play the one before the sequel we just put out, don't worry, we've got a remaster coming out next year of the one you did play. And that's what they've done.
Yeah. There was a funny thing from a satirical website where they said PlayStation to announce a game that has already announced its remaster before the games come out. What was it? Yeah, Sony announces next gen remake of game they haven't released yet. I was laughing my head off at this, man.
A third of their games this generation on PS5 are remasters or remakes. And then the other ones are, a third of those are like failed gas games. It's kind of crazy. They've had a difficult, successful generation. Congrats, they've sold more consoles. Congrats. It's amazing. But guess what? If Xbox left the console space, PlayStation would be in second place.
No.
That's what you want.
Because Nintendo's a handheld, you can't.
They'd be in last place.
Yeah.
They'd be in last place.
No, it doesn't. Handheld doesn't count. So PlayStation's the only place. It just suits them when it chooses. These are platform holders. How are they doing? How's the hardware selling? PlayStation's selling well, but at the behest of, they become the Apple of gaming. It's really weird. But I need to see also what PlayStation are going to do in terms of their strategy moving forward with something like an Xbox. Whether or not this gains traction remains to be seen with this strategy, because Xbox has struggled with hardware. But I feel like them bridging this gap and making it so open is actually a very smart thing to do. And if it's successful, then Phil Spencer will have some reprieve against me for saying, hey man, you bashed me for my multi-platform thing, which fair enough, I deserve the flack, but look at the landscape now. What do you think? Would you change it? And I'll be like, no. And they're like, well, there you go. But that remains to be seen when the future happens. Xbox announced this Meta Quest VR now. They're starting to get VR as well. What the hell is that about? Is it because they're going to PC, Colt?
No, I mean, you could play Xbox Game Pass games on the MetaQuest, like in theater mode. I don't know why Xbox is like branding this thing and selling it.
I don't get it either. Unless you get Forza Horizon in VR, I don't care about this shit.
Right, same. Yeah, there's no native VR games, but on that same funny note, the PSVR 2 is done. It's cooked. It's over. Chopped. Done.
It's been done for a
Yeah,
while.
it's,
Even Shuei Yoshida was like, I don't want to talk about it. That's so embarrassing when it's like, what about this hardware? Let's not talk about that. And this week they found out that Beat Saber, one of the most like basic games, they're not supporting PSVR 2 anymore. Or the old one, PSVR 1.
Yeah.
So that's like, right, PSVR.
I mean, thankfully, we're not seeing a lot of VR games in the state of plays like we were last year, but
we still saw them on state of play.
It was pretty embarrassing for Xbox to say they were going to support VR on Xbox Scorpio, and then they completely like just quietly backed out of that offering. And then people are kind of praising Xbox for kind of seeing the forest for the trees way back in the day. I don't really look at it that way. Like, why just support third-party headsets, VR headsets, and then just get some games on there. But I think next generation, maybe they're making this thing because if this next console is, so they said it's going to support multiple storefronts. So if you buy I have a MetaQuest 3, it's in the other room. You should be able to hook that up to the next Xbox and play VR if you want. I think maybe that's Xbox's approach. Like, nah, not that many people like VR. It's a good platform, but let's just leave that option available as long as they provide their own headset. And Xbox, I don't know why they partnered with this one, and branded on it, but I don't know. We don't like to talk about VR in podcasts because people fall asleep.
Yeah. VR is just dry talking about that, man. I don't get the sheep bot mentality, says Angel Barrow with a $10 super chat. Thank you. He goes, only if Sony does something it's okay. When they charge a lot or do the same thing, then it's okay. They'll justify why it's okay. Absolutely. What you'll see, that Angel, you will see that same thing happen next gen when PlayStation announced its native portable device. Remember how the Play Series S was holding back gaming? What about the handheld? That's going to have to be supported natively. They will do the exact same thing. Then they'll suddenly forget about the Series S holding things back. So a post by Nib was just celebrating that fact that I think the Witcher developers were going to use PlayStation consoles as a baseline first. And in the same breath, people pulled up receipts. So like, hold on a minute. You're complaining about the Series S holding back gaming. Now on PC gamers going to be stuck with gimped versions of The Witcher? And that's a good question.
That's because even the Series S makes a baseline model for games. There's never been a game that developers like, we couldn't make it because Series S exists. When it comes to developing games and making them run on modernized hardware, the Series S is the bottom baseline. Like, it has the frequency of the CPU and it's got enough GPU power. It's just low on the memory pool for optimization. Like, people don't realize, and we have these arguments, you and I and Zocker and Fonz in our private chat all the time, where you guys all say Series S is a major mistake. I'm like, if you don't understand hardware, it's easy to say Series S is a mistake. It's easily a next generation console, and everything runs on it. And it may run at 30 frames with really low resolution, but that's not how game design works. And we had this argument with rest in peace to Optimus Code, but he was on the RDX podcast back in 2019, and he was saying that, developers won't be able to code for this thing because it's going to be so weak, and every game comes out on it.
Almost every game.
Every multiplat.
Well, I think Baldur's Gate taking a hit on a feature stripped out for it is one part. Because
running two games at once is very demanding. And when you're playing in split screen, you're running like last generation. If you wanted to play a game split screen, you got to sit with your buddies on a lot of bigger games. You got to sit there on the same TV. But now your game like Borderlands was running at 30 frames on each screen because it's a major hit to the hardware.
That's to understand why it's happening, but it still happened, and that's But there are only a handful. Generally, the Series S.
That's the only.
And Wukong.
Like Baldur's Gate 3 is the only example people have, and they're like, all these games aren't running because of the Series S. And like, well, name the games. They're like, Baldur's Gate 3. I go, what else? And they're like, then I'll name a game that got money hatted. No, what about Black Myth Wukong? The Turk, the guy who worked for AMD, proved it could easily run on the Xbox Series S. The devs just need some help, and Xbox didn't do anything. That's an old news, but
yeah, it's true. But
that's old news.
Series S has been a headache for developers, but in all that noise, most of the games are running. It is a problem for the developers. It has been recorded. Like that is a negative you can't just take away. It has been an issue, but all the games are running on it. At the end of this generation, we're gonna be like, all right, well, Series S ran everything, and if it runs GTA 6, however badly it runs, it's still running it. Well, then what else is there to say? I wonder how it will run GTA 6, to be fair. But by then, we're looking at tail end stuff, and we've already announced next gen console.
It'll run it at 30 frames, 27 to 30 frames. My prediction is that Series S will run GTA 6 at 27 to 30 frames at like 720p, because it's going to be using some sort of my mom's calling me, son, what are you doing, son? Yeah, anyway, that's what I predict.
Yeah, no, so shout out to 285 still here in the chat. Smash the like button. We're coming soon to the tail end of this generation when the new console has actually got a reveal. When do you think it's going to get a reveal, though? Are we going to expect a reveal this year or next year? Because they last year was it at the start? Where was the whole?
I'll take the easy. I'll take the easy answer. We're going to get a reveal of next gen Xbox at the showcase in 2026.
Yeah.
I'll just go by prediction of last generation. They'll say announcing Project Scarlet or whatever they'll call it. And then the other easy prediction is at the Keighleys at the end of 2026, they'll go bold again and show what the console looks like, and maybe even give it its name and give us like an entire year to get hyped about it, which that entire year like flew, because Phil showed the Series X and Hellblade in December, and the following 11 months were just an absolute like barrage of gaming news and hardware leaks, and it was a really exciting time. It was also 3 months before the global pandemic, so like we went in head first, and the consoles came out at the end of that year. So it could be a pretty short wait. It might go by pretty quickly.
Okay, I'll be interested to see when this is quite exciting now. This is where things start to get really hyped now. We start to see new hardware announcements for another gen is going to be quite interesting. And now we're coupled with this Xbox strategy. I think it's going to be. I'm quite excited about what the landscape's going to look like. Angel Baron with a $10 super chat. The Series S is smart. They've already have time optimizing for the Series S, which is good for handhelds because the hardware on handhelds are weak. Well, that's assuming if they did a native handheld, right? Other than that, the advantages are there. But you reckon they'll still work on it? Or there's a possibility that it might still come, the new Xbox hardware?
I mean, from what Lisa Su said and Sarah Bond, it sounds like they're still going to make an Xbox natively played handheld, and it might not be made by Xbox. It might be made by Lenovo or someone else, and it'll actually play every Xbox game because it'll have that Xbox SoC in it. So it'll natively play all of the compatible architecture games that are available. It's like 12,000 games right now. Xbox Series S and X consoles has access to 12,000 games. I'm trying to get you a number for how many PlayStation 5 games are available. I don't know if PlayStation like shows that number, but the point being that if a game doesn't get money added or skip for some reason, because some like Asian or Japanese developers like don't normally make games for Xbox, so they just never get around to it. But all the mainstream games, like Monster Hunter Wilds, like or whatever, come out on the Series S, and those games, some of those games look amazing, like a next gen game and whatever. It's just a fallacy that like the Series S holds back. But
well, Golden First with a $5 super chat says Switch 2 is the lowest point. Series S is still slightly more powerful. CD Projekt Red just ported Cyberpunk to Switch 2. In my opinion, it's just easy to scapegoat the S. Although I would say Cyberpunk is a last gen or cross gen game, so from last gen. So, but yeah, you're right.
Right, yeah, it is. Yeah,
but developers are going to be targeting Switch 2 for a lot of multiplayer apparently. So then the Series S is less of an issue. I do agree with him there. It remains to be seen how things pan out for Xbox and the Series S, but generally I think people are going to be like, all right, there was a lot of noise about the Series S holding things back. In reality, everything ran on it. they had a couple of issues with a couple of games. And at the tail end, right at the end of the generation, people were like, all right, yeah, okay, this game is struggling a little bit. But then we were kind of moving on to next gen anyway, where the current consoles are just struggling anyway. We've seen quite a few games this gen just struggle. Black Myth wasn't really running that well on PS5 baseline. But
Or
it is,
Pro, yeah.
We saw, well, that's the hardware talk, and I think that kind of dominates the conversation. It's not surprising because it's such a big thing, and we haven't even seen the console. It's not even really an official reveal. It's a statement that Sarah Bond released. So there's that. We also saw that Sony want to buy Warner Brothers, bro. What do you think of this?
Good luck. Hey, get us Suicide Squad 2, would you? You and I would agree that Warner Brothers hasn't been very fun lately. You just played the latest Mortal Kombat, or you played Mortal Kombat 1.
God, I streamed the whole thing.
11.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah. Gotham Knights was pretty fun, but it's not what we wanted. Warner Brothers' refusal to make what the fans actually want has been a problem for them for a while.
Yeah.
Be a big moneymaker for Sony and PlayStation, but like, would they take Portkey and Portkey's a sequel for Harry Potter and make that exclusive? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. PlayStation has no qualms about taking stuff away from everybody else, you know? Like, the Harry Potter game went to Nintendo, it went to Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and PlayStation definitely would restrict that to just their console users and then pay the price dearly for a massive franchise and its licensing fees biting them in the ass, but we'll see. I support this consolidation. I remember this tweet.
Yeah, because I was just taking the piss there, but Warner Brothers has been an absolute shit show for a long time. With the development of Suicide Squad, I was hearing from my guy, the same guy who told me about the Hellblade 2 coming around then. His mates are working at Rocksteady. They just hate the Warner Brothers leadership. There's a major issue with them and the developers. Horribly run, and now they're segmenting it. For ages they've been trying to palm off little bits of this segment and just like kind of consolidate into one little branch and then get rid of this stuff. It's just a shit show at Warner Brothers. If Sony ends up buying them, other than just IP, the smart play is to buy IP rights or whatever, buy it, or those, like, if you can do that, singular IP like licenses to some properties. Because I'm telling you right now, Warner Brothers is in a shit show. They want to be bought, but they want to be bought COVID prices, and I think that ship has sailed. But if Sony buy them, they're gonna have a lot of issues on their hands, I reckon. We'll see whether or not that happens. What else happened in this space?
Kind of like when Xbox bought Blizzard, it's like been problems for them. Yeah.
I will say this though, ABK, nothing has happened. And I did say that I'm going to have my boot on Xbox's neck on that front. So, what's happening? What are they doing?
With ABK?
They haven't done anything.
I mean, they made a new studio and they're making a new AAA game that'll come out in like 6 years. They're making another Call of Duty. Got just one more thing.
Oh God, I can't believe they made that Call of Duty one more thing. That's horrible. I hope they never do that
Such
again.
a stupid thing.
They need to do something.
Yeah, that's
I heard about the new studio they're set up for the AAA thing. But all right.
Yeah.
I need to see something to do with StarCraft. I want to see that happen. At least brings Transformers backwards compat or something. Bring that back again. Oh, Transformers games. Do something with StarCraft. And they did something with Warcraft. A lot of the Warcraft games are on PC Game Pass now. Like that.
Yeah, they won't bring them to the console, but I don't know why they can't make that work. That'd be a big money maker. There's a rumor that there's like a first-person single-player StarCraft game, but I don't know how true that is. That was kicking around for a while. I covered it in my video as a possibility.
I was pissed that they canceled Odyssey, man, and I wanted something like that. They need to do stuff like that. That's the kind of shit I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, what else is there? There's not much to talk about, is there? What else happened in this space? Xbox, carrying the news front as well. What happened? Nothing, really. Oh, did you see that game Blood Message? I'll bring that trailer up now.
Yeah, I just put together an absolutely gigantic video about all these games coming in the next year or so, and then that one gets announced. Like, should I throw that one in there? It looks pretty awesome.
I think, yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of gameplay, was there?
There was some, yeah. Well, there's a lot of it is. Let me put it up on screen. Biome.
We'll look at it as well.
Yeah.
Freaking IGN. IGN posts
Right,
the worst quality.
I know, it's right at the top as well.
Gosh. Yeah, and then they have their gigantic IGN logo, and then they upload at the lowest bit rate so they can get the video up as immediately as. Oh, they're the worst.
Okay, I can't bring.
Hold on, a lot of cinematics. What was this gameplay right here? Oh yeah, jeez, 30 frames with huge motion blur, but it looks really nice.
It'll run fine, hopefully, on my PC. But there's some bits here, like the gameplay. Well, I'll skip it, and it just looks dank. You guys have to go watch it.
It does.
UE5 game, bruh. Another UE5 game making memes.
It's got that combat kind of like Hellblade, like that really close in your face third-person combat, like camera swinging around the character, all cinematic.
Yeah, it looks sick, man. This looks kind of close to the.
What is it about?
I haven't really followed the story of this, but I don't want to ruin it as well. But actually, the trailer was really good, really. But China, man, China making memes, bro. They're just coming into the space like a mouse. Game looks amazing. See, there's a lot of people complain about UE. Look at this. Oh my days, that looks amazing. This looks like that early UE5 tech demo with that chick a lot, with the sand stuff on the cliff.
Oh, the UA5 nanites and lumen thing.
Nanites and lumen, yeah, demo.
Yeah.
But it looks good. It looks solid. And that's why I like UE5 is kind of bringing back a lot of that, 360 Gen UE3, I guess, Unreal Engine games. Yeah, that piss filter and everything, but you had a lot of good games, and we're getting a lot of good games, UE5 games. And I think they're coming from like AA Spain. I think they're AA. I want to call them AAA, right? I don't even know what AAA means. Shout out to Epic Treasure in the chat. Good to see you.
Doesn't matter what it means, yeah.
No, there's some good games, man. I think we covered everything, man. I think we could. I don't know what timestamps you guys want on this chat. There's nothing else to talk about apart from the end.
Just say Pony Merkage, and then that'll be the whole thing. Yeah.
We're gonna Black Myth India, China. No. People always complain about UE Starter. They always do. I don't really experience the chat. Cole, do you? What UE Starter are you? Unreal Engine 5 Starter. I want to get a starter. Do you get started?
Fonz complains about it all the time. Like, games stutter. No game holds its frame rate unless you're talking about a racing game or a fighting game. Like, no game like really truly holds its frame rate perfectly. Whatever UE stutter is, I don't care. Games look amazing. Games are fun. I am not going to worry about micro stutter, traversal stutter. I don't whine about that stuff. Whatever it is, I don't care.
I'm noticing this. I'm playing Expedition 33, and I was playing yesterday and I didn't notice that stuff. That's to the max epic settings. I don't think it's that demanding anyway, but I'm not noticing this stuff, man. I don't know where. Is it a console thing or is it just everything?
No, it's on PC and everything. Yeah, I don't. Whatever it is,
I need to keep an eye on it. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't really worry about it.
Okay, unless it's D-Bash says it's the CPU. I got the 9800 X3D. It's not doing anything. It looks better than Ghost of Yotai for sure, says Steve-O. I agree. Ghost of Yotai doesn't look that impressive in terms of raw fidelity. I keep saying it.
I haven't seen enough of Ghost of Yotai to say if it looks worse than, or if it looks just as good as Tsushima. I don't really worry about that too much.
Of Tsushima?
You said that Ghost of Yotai looks just the same as Tsushima. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen enough to complain about Yotai. I'm not really. I know it'll look good. Like, does it need to look next generation? I don't know. Whatever.
At least have, because
it's the least of my worries for that game. I already know the game's probably going to be pretty good, so.
The art style will carry it. The game will be really good. I just expected, I had in my mind something different. But at the same time, I'll say this as a counter to myself. Do you want like balls to the wall graphics, and then they take even longer to make the games? Oh, the Ghost of Yotai it's not exactly released very quickly after the Tsushima, I guess.
Yeah, 6 years or something.
At the end of the day, I was disappointed. In my head, I had something else. But in terms of art style, I'm sure I'll swiftly forget it. My qualms with it. As long as the game is good, the story is good, the characters are good, the gameplay is important. But yeah. Go watch Ono Alex's port review. He explains UE Starter very well. He hates UE5.
Yeah, he does.
He's saying it's Yotai. It's Yotei. Is it Yotei?
I say Yotai. I think I looked up the pronunciation when it first came out, but I've since forgotten.
Is it Ghost of Yotai?
But I'm white. What can I do? I'm just a white guy.
Oh man, but Japan's a Xbox. How does he pronounce it? He knows the right way to say it.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I'll check this out. Oh, he's so wrong. Japan loves Xbox.
Japan loves Xbox. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He must have been beside himself. When Final Fantasy came out, Final Fantasy 16 sales, you saw Nibbles have a really bad time with this, where he went out of the way and just double down on the whole meme about him being a chat GPT. I don't get this guy. I tried to explain to him in a brutal but honest way that he needs to just get his head out of his own ass, but he didn't get it. He doesn't get it. But he was really making a point about Final Fantasy 16 not selling that well on PlayStation, on Xbox, not charting. It says number 443, then it turned out to be number 11 in the sales chart or something. And there was like,
what was the two metrics? He was like dying on the hill that it was two metrics, like top played and top paid.
And then
but he took the L either way.
And because he's got a post where he's doing the exact same thing in one post, bringing both things up. And that wasn't even my argument. I was like, you are going out of your way to just shit on this game, which is fine. We all do it. But don't pretend you're not a fanboy. And he just, bro, he doesn't get it. And I made a video of him, just the meme about him just being this character. It's just complete GPT mode, just goes head stuck up his ass, doesn't really know how to conversate with people, and doesn't really say much of anything. And what does he do? In reply to that, announce the tweet or the video of the pony hunter, he does the exact same thing in the chat. And I said,
I don't know how he doesn't get it. Like, if you can be succinct, and you can make your statement in. People on the internet don't want to read a whole bunch of stuff. So if you can make your point in 2 sentences, it's way more impactful. But when he writes all that stuff, ain't nobody reading any of that at all. No one wants to read all that crap, Nibs. So it doesn't matter how right you think you are. You look like a clown. Just leave it to 2 sentences, one digestible paragraph. If you can't be right or impactful that quickly, then you're not right then. But you're probably wrong.
Even in the long form stuff, what he does is just has circular logic. And if you have nothing to do that day and you waste your time, which is a waste of time, breaking it down, he doesn't say much of anything. So it's very easy to unravel. But then I say to him, what did you do when Elon Musk didn't buy Twitter and didn't increase the character limit? What were you doing? Were you doing multi-thread?
He was doing multiple threads. He was probably tying them together.
I don't remember anything about him. It's just weird. And it's weird. He doesn't get it. And it is what it is. But he was trying to reconcile these sales figures on. I don't know what it is. But ultimately, I was going to say, it doesn't surprise me if it didn't sell well on Xbox or had enough players. One, you shadow dropped it. So honey. 2, he didn't do any much marketing about it. 3,
no marketing.
Yeah. So what marketing was there for this game? To the point where he attributed his own tweets as helping push the exposure for the game, which is an insane thing to say. And finally, I would say this, and I've said this for a while: PlayStation has fostered a culture with mainline Final Fantasy games that are associated with PlayStation. It's the whole point of timed exclusivity. So Xbox has a long way of trying to change that rhetoric or the perception of people in people's minds. Final Fantasy is not associated with Xbox anymore. They haven't had the benefit of the marketing that PlayStation's done, the timed exclusivity deals and all of that. But that's Xbox's struggle. I don't give a shit about it. Sure, it may have undersold. Xbox's problem, fix it at the end of the day. And Xbox guys, go play that game. I supported it day one on PlayStation. But yeah, Colt, I think we've...
Not me.
Yeah, you did.
I don't like Final Fantasy games. I don't like them. I don't know what it is about them.
I think Clear Skills Expedition 33 changes things quite a bit, though. I feel like they might go back to turn-based or whatnot. I don't know what they're going to do with Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I played all of Final Fantasy 15. I played the original Final Fantasy on NES, which I liked, but the modern, heavy-handed, all that stuff, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's fine. But hey, I did a promo for Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, promoted their stuff, but good for them. And for the fans, you know, there's fans of Final Fantasy on Xbox that have had a bunch of those games like withheld from their favorite platform for a long time.
Yeah.
But there's as many games on Xbox as there are on PlayStation. Now you get all the mainline games are on Xbox because of back compat, which PlayStation doesn't care about. But maybe in the future they'll do something about that. Hire like 2 emulator guys from like Ohio. Can you help us?
Thank you, Aaron, for the £10 super chat. He goes, "Hey lads, quick question: do Sony and Microsoft know each other's consoles' tech during development and then adjust to ensure uniqueness? Otherwise, isn't there a big risk of one ending up worse than the other? What do you think?"
I'm sure there's a lot of spying going on, and they probably know about when they make their talks with AMD about building the SoC, they probably have a good idea of where PlayStation would be because they know how much this stuff costs. I don't know if PlayStation gets a better deal. In all actuality, Microsoft might get the better deal, like they can strike a cheaper price on materials for AMD because they have enterprise through Microsoft and AMD. Who knows? But there was a lot of fear before the big reveal of the PS5 when Mark Cerny did like his little town hall presentation, that there was rumors that the PS5 was going to be more powerful than the Series X. And I was diving in. I was talking to people at Xbox back then, trying to get all the dirt possible. And yeah, Xbox was more powerful, but they didn't show it for sure.
Yeah. I don't think the power thing that...
What was it, like 1 or 2 more teraflops, more of compute? Teraflops don't really tell the story, but you know, on paper and in silicon, it was supposed to be more powerful, but Xbox's documentation, the process reporting games is awful compared to PlayStation. They tried to reinvent the wheel and it bit them in the ass.
I mean, it was a long-term play. No, will that be a problem for them going forward, or there's just Windows PC architecture surely changes things up now, right? Or no, or what's going on? DirectX.
Ask me that again.
So now that Xbox is developing primarily, this GDK update, have they sorted this out? Is this now a Windows environment? Is it more PC-like stuff? What's going on?
Oh, for next generation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of the problem. Was they went from the GDK to the XDK, and they tried to unify things, and they made developers kind of start from scratch. And what PlayStation did, talking to the past, PlayStation 5 was like the same development environment that they did on PS4. So like they just picked up and just started developing, and Xbox had them redo like a whole new setup across PC and Xbox Series S and X, and it was just a nightmare.
What about now?
So now, I don't know. I have no idea. We don't know any of that stuff yet. But if they're making this thing in SoC just like the console, hopefully they're ironing out things, or at least this next XDK will be much like the one they've been using for years, and that'll help. I don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing.
But to take a step back, like I did a lot of videos about how Xbox had 30% more performance, which means you could get more frame rates, and you did on tons of games. You had more frame rate performance against the PS5. But you're really talking about, like Sean Layden said, it's like a dog whistle of the difference between performance, because games with base Xbox and PS5, right? They basically run the same settings. There were many games where developers said, we just made the PS5 version and poured that to Series X. Like I got yelled at because Remedy was using the same graphics settings on the PS5 as they did Series X, even though Series X had more horsepower and more headroom. And then Remedy, like I remember a guy named Nick from the PlayStation side, yelled at me and called me a liar and said I was sharing false information. And then Remedy came out like a few weeks later and said, we basically just took the PS5 version and did that on the Xbox. We targeted the same settings, the same resolution, same frame rate, same shadows, etc., and gave Xbox guys the same thing, which means the PS5 slightly gimped the Xbox version. But whatever, like the games still look great and they still run fine.
That's the thing.
But
That's what the reason why I ask is if there's this PC architecture or PC environment that you're developing for, which it could be advantageous for Xbox, no, because in terms of development for what developers build their games on, instead of catering for PlayStation, which makes sense in the console front because they're the majority. Now they're doing they're covering their back. They're working on Windows in the Windows environment. That gives potentially Xbox hybrid console advantage. I don't know how it works, so I'm just.
Jenna Hayes in the chat says Colt is wrong again. AMD is actually developing technology with AMD.
What the hell? What? AMD is developing.
What are you doing?
Jenna Hayes,
what are you doing here?
Jenna Hayes, just stick to porn. This is just stick to porn. Don't.
AMD develops the SoC. Like, this is a partnership, bro. This is a partnership, my guy, he, him. This is a partnership where they're gonna like say these are parameters we want to do, and then Xbox sits down and they figure out wattage, thermals, and frequencies, and they fine tune all of those things with the AMD SoC. Like, this has all been documented. There's a partnership. The same thing's like, it's literally just an Asus ROG Ally. It's an Xbox. It's like they partnered with them. They sat down, they talked about all this. They worked this stuff together. Xbox doesn't make chips. What the F are you talking about? Yeah, Xbox doesn't make the chips. AMD does.
I think Jenna Hayes made a mistake, and she was trying to say that she's working with Sony, with Amethyst and whatnot.
I don't know anything about that. So, but yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Colt, it was fun. We talked about Xbox. I think we argued most with chat and the PlayStation guys who are here because they clearly have no games. But just talking about how this is gonna ruin their insides. It really bothered them. It has really bothered them. I don't know why. Like, but the hate
you really want Xbox to step up to the plate and seriously compete in the games industry with their hardware. Like, you should really hope that Xbox's next console sells more than 15 million units. And my prediction is they'll probably top out at 15 million next generation, because they've given you every reason that you don't need an Xbox console. But you should hope that thing pushes PlayStation to do more and keep prices competitive. Because if PlayStation gets sent that they don't have to worry about Xbox as a hardware or plastic competitor, they will continue to gouge you in hardware and offer you less choice.
That's the thing that I'm finally excited about in the space, where there's some kind of something different. Nintendo does stuff they're different. Xbox is doing something completely different. PlayStation's going to do its own thing, but it's just a standard console. Unless it starts to do something wild, and I don't know what that would be. Then it's just...
Yeah, Jenna says Xbox is not going to sell. Like, how many times have we seen this, Colt? This is an absolutist attitude. We covered earlier in the show that Xbox told the entire planet you don't need an Xbox, and they've still sold probably 38 million consoles. This is because sit down for this one, because it's going to prolapse you. There are millions upon millions upon millions of people who want to continue a legacy with their Xbox library, and they will buy the next Xbox console. It will probably top out at 15, maybe 20 million at the most. And if you look at Xbox has been multi-platform since 2016, there's a half-life of the console, and it's slowly slowed down in their sales, but do not mistake that they will not sell millions of this unit over and over.
You kind of agree with
and they'll be priced it to sell and
if
make
you're
money.
saying 15 million, that's half. Then if you're kind of agreeing with Jenna Hayes to a certain degree, because you're estimating that they'll sell half the consoles they did this gen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it won't matter because they don't rely on just the plastic.
I get that.
This thing will sell. This thing will sell millions upon millions upon millions of copies.
Yeah,
but it won't do it like it's not like the Wii U.
is.
Like they won't like stop the console generation and have to fold and retool and spin around and do something different like Nintendo did, because Xbox has gone a multi-prong approach. I mean, I made this graphic before Xbox even did this as an Xbox. I had this white graphic with this heliocentric thing of all these devices where Xbox is relying on making revenue. And Xbox can sell 15 million consoles.
Yeah.
Xbox will sell 15 million consoles throughout most of the generation and make money on every single one of them because they're going to price it to be profitable. And then they'll make tons of money on PlayStation. They'll make money on Steam, on PC. They'll make money on handhelds. They'll make money on cloud. Cloud's making them a ton of money.
Yeah, so that's...
But to say like, oh, this thing's not going to sell like that, that's a comment you can make. But it's in the grand scheme, it doesn't matter in a future moving forward gaming industry where you're not restricted to one place to play games. Some of the biggest platforms like Capcom and Square Enix are like, we're not doing this anymore. We're not going to just hold our game down to this tiny little pipeline, because games need to be bigger to make more money and for franchises to thrive. They have to be everywhere.
So you're saying that hardware is not important?
Hardware is not priority number one. And Tim said this to me the other day. He's like, consoles still matter. I said, of course they still matter. They absolutely matter to people, but people think the word matter means it is the number one priority.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. Yeah.
PlayStation probably has their consoles at number one priority. They said that PS6 is top of mind, but you should show me the numbers in the show.
56% of their revenue is coming from where though?
PlayStation is half and half. Their console is half of their priority. The other half is selling other people's games. And that's why they're on PC. And that's why they're pushing gas.
Yeah.
On PC day and date. And if you can't see that, you're not paying attention. And like Ono's Alex said in his video today, he said people are stuck in the 90s, early 2000s mentality where this console box that's gray doesn't play your console box that's black. Those days are long gone and they're going away. And you should be thinking about you as a consumer, not them and their speciality of exclusivity. Because it's all about the games.
Yeah.
I don't care about the plastic like I used to. Now I get the games.
Max ENT with a $5 super checker. So are you guys back on the Xbox train after seeing Behind the Curtains? Or are you still overly concerned with the brand like Tim Dog's mad for no reason? Yeah. We are not like, we were never like Tim Dog. Please.
I mean, we weren't really on the Xbox train, and I learned a lot having you on X&C back in 2021.
Been riding that train all your life. Shut the
You and I made so many enemies calling them out for what they were doing with Game Pass and what they weren't doing and what they were doing with Halo and
we've been critical about it, but what Max is saying is when the multi-plat strap.
Am I excited again? Yeah.
No, I will say this. Jenna Hayes, stick to porn. What are you doing?
It's just a Windows PC. Okay. Just like the Xbox original was in 2001.
Jenna Hayes.
It's exactly the same.
When you say it's just a Windows PC, that's just major code. It's like, even if it's like, what is the PlayStation? It's just a PlayStation, right? It's a gimped PC, super gimped PC.
And nothing else. Absolutely nothing else.
Yeah. Well, Max ANT, the question to answer your question, bro, like the paradigm has shifted. Everything we're arguing about an archaic thing. PlayStation's games are on PC. Xbox's games are on PC. Xbox games are everywhere. Now the whole market, the whole industry shifted towards catering for PC more. Xbox blatantly, and that's the smart play. Nintendo Switch 2 bloody defining feature is its controller working like a mouse. It's like, what are we doing? Like, bruv.
That's true. That's true.
That's it. That's one of the key features. What's the other one?
PC is the premier, most popular place to play. Everyone thinks it's Nintendo or it's PlayStation. It's not. PC is where everyone's playing. Like the majority of people are playing PC.
And I have to give Xbox props for recognizing that. I have to give Xbox props for recognizing that.
They have to by their own survival.
But I've said this for ages, like, okay, focus on PC, and then when the hybrid consoles, like, that's the way to make you distinguish yourself. And then PlayStation's doing the same thing. But PlayStation, I understand their strategy. it will take them a long while before they go day and date on some things, but some things they are. Lost Soul Aside, day and date. Oh, maybe like, oh, but that's a China Hero project. Or like, all right, what about their gas games? Oh, but their gas game, that's like different. I'm like, all right, well, you have all these qualifiers for why PlayStation's multi-plat. And then their biggest revenue generators ever are PC games from Sony. So what are you talking about? So yeah, it is exciting where Xbox is doing something different and has made the right call with its strategy. And the PlayStation can't go, it's a PC, it's just copium. Your PlayStation is a gimped ass PC that won't have multiple game stores. So what is your PlayStation doing? Nothing. Your PlayStation doing nothing.
And using the word just is so much copium. You're trying to downplay that this thing is more than just a console, which is embarrassing.
Exactly, that's spot on right there. That it's more than just a console. You just say it's just a PC. It's like saying, oh, you just have a mansion. People call me, oh, guys, you're a PC. PC.
It's just a house. It's just a house, bro. Come on.
Oh, guys, you're a PC refugee. Oh, you're a PC immigrant. I'm like, bruh, tell me which immigrant goes into another place and just ends up getting a mansion. I got a 59 beast PC. You're playing. You're crying about 3 frames. Digital Foundry saying your console shit. Then you're saying they're just hyping up a basic bitch console. So your console's weaker. You're not running even remotely because my PC is two generations ahead of yours, and you're like, oh, but your PC.
Jenna, go on an all PC forum. Go on to Reddit, where just go into PCMR, and say that it's just a PC. you will get eaten alive.
But you'll like
by people who are enjoying more flexibility, more choice, lower prices, more access. Like they can play millions of games. The next Xbox will play millions of games. And they're like, oh, quantity over quality. Well, all right. PlayStation's first party and Xbox first party are neck and neck with that quantity versus quality. Dang, imagine that. Just go enjoy stuff, man.
Throw a graphic out there. They used to love those lift wars.
I know.
And then they just hate it now.
I know.
This is a PC, says Chris. Thank you for the £2 super chat. PC has more games and way cheaper, plus mods, says Cypher 045. Thank you for the €2 super chat. It does. So it's like, PlayStation guys, what are you excited about next gen? No one is asking.
Sam says they're trying to gaslight you to feel bad about upgrading to PC. I guess.
Leo Lion says, Gaz, you've changed, man. Leo, what has changed? What has changed? What has changed? I always answer. What has changed, bro? I want the prime experience. I want the creme de la creme, and I have it, and I'm lucky to have it. Then what? What has changed?
I have to have my PC to do the work that I do. And I built a powerful PC so I could, the Adobe Suite and all that stuff takes a lot of power. And I want to render my videos at high quality. I want them to look nice if you are going to click my video, I want them to look, I want that stuff to be nice. And then I get to game on it. And I play, Colt sounded like Reforged then.
Oh God.
I was playing, what's it called? That Remedy game. Firebreak on Xbox the other day.
Shit?
Yeah.
That is shit.
At first it was really fun. It is super frustrating. It's infuriatingly frustrating.
Have you played the Alters?
Where it becomes not fun. I have not played the Alters.
I bought that on Steam. I think that's supposed to be a really good game. But I said, look, I bought it.
And you and I
are touching it until a complete expedition.
Oh, okay. You and I were thinking about trying out Dune Awakening because people are kind of starting to come around on it.
I do want to do that with you, though.
We'll see.
I really would love to stream that as well. You haven't changed, bro. You have evolved by AMD, says Cypher 45. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. When you guys do that, Leo Lion, you will understand the greatness of peace. Bro,
did you see Asmongold react to Reforge? He discovered Reforge Gaming. Oh man.
Cockroach Guy discovers Jimmy Neutron. That's amazing.
That would be so unfun to have somebody big like Asmongold just rinse you as a content creator. I wish to never be there someday.
What do you say about
where Asmongold's like,
I mean,
I don't want to trash talk it, but Asmon's just like, what is this? Like, who is this? Like, are you serious? Yeah.
And Reforge is obviously.
I think he was calling out him asking for money and some other stuff, but yeah.
Oh my God, Reforge is the little e-beggar as he is. D-Bash says, why would people buy Xbox games from Xbox? They would buy Steam games. Okay.
They probably will.
Let them do it.
I think the Xbox guys, D, will buy they'll continue to purchase their library on Xbox so they can have access to the continued achievement and like whatever it means to people. Like they have like a personal journey across Xbox, and so they'll pick and choose and buy most of their games from Xbox. And then there'll be the people who are like, I just want to get them however I think is best. If you have a Steam, I have over 150 games or something on Steam, pretty big ones. And so I like,
they get the Steam achievements.
I don't like the achievements on PC.
I don't really give a shit about achievements, to be honest, but I was just wondering, would they consolidate them for this new console? Could they do that?
No, but if you play a game on this hybrid, I would assume you'll see the PC Steam achievement pop up, which like PlayStation is just a little box. It's like, well, I don't know. I don't care about achievements, but I really like the animation on Xbox when it pops up and the sound. Like I really like it, even though I don't chase the score.
When an Xbox game gets sold on Steam, does Xbox make any money?
I wonder. No, is what we think, right? But I wonder if.
What?
I don't really think Xbox or Microsoft has any leverage. Like, hey, we put your store on there, like 5%. You know, because Steam would just say no. Why would we? We don't have to do anything. There's something that goes on behind the scenes there where Xbox definitely knows what they're doing, because they could potentially make far less money on games if their customers just continue to buy on Steam. There must be something there that makes that work, and I don't know what it is. That's a question I should probably kind of ask around of people who talk to Xbox people. You know, it doesn't add up.
Yeah, Darkstar says, as a PC game, I'll never purchase my games via the Windows Store. I don't blame you. Angels Barrett with a $5 super chat. Funny thing is, a lot of Sony ponies don't realize that they're playing Xbox first-party games like Call of Duty. Bro, they're so big now.
They know it.
They know it. They do know it.
They know it because they get all PlayStation games plus Xboxes, which is a good win. And they're already starting to reap the benefits of what we've been talking about, of Xbox expanding their horizons, giving you more choice. PlayStation by default are getting a little bit of that.
It's great. This is the thing that people are struggling to reconcile why Xbox would do this. It shows that the move that Xbox is making is so big that people thought that, one, they wouldn't do it, and two, how are they're going to lose money? Let them deal with it. I think they will work. I think this is absolutely.
I don't care if they lose money. Not my problem.
It's honestly not my problem, and I still think that they will make a lot of money, and PlayStation will make them a lot of money. So I'm not worried about all this Xbox's financial, Microsoft's financial. I don't give a shit. As long as the studio, to hell with Microsoft, man. I don't give a shit about them. I care about the studios within Microsoft making those games, and I want to know if that's still sustainable. So the Game Boy guy cares. That's on you. I don't care. They'll care if they lose money. Let them care. Are you Microsoft? Do you care? I want the studios within Microsoft that they've acquired to thrive, those IPs to see the light of day. If that happens, well, fine. And don't worry, PlayStation guys will buy the games. So support it. And stop hating on Xbox games so much and then pretending on the other breath that you're going to play those games. Well, Colt Eastwood.
It's been good, right? One just came in.
We got Crucial Black.
Crucial Black.
Good to see you, man. Thank you for this $10 super chat. PlayStation guys' mental gymnastics is getting weird. They're saying the next Xbox isn't an Xbox, it's a PC, just so they can continue to say Xbox is dead. Thank you. Meanwhile, the PS5 is also an AMD PC. Lol. Crucial Black. Everyone read that super chat and put hearts on it, or I don't know what likes on that, because that's literally what I've been trying to say, but in a worse way the whole time. Like, this Xbox is a PC's pure copium to try and reconcile with the fact that's what's happening.
Imagine me saying Sony every single time so I didn't have to say PlayStation. That's what these guys do. It's weird. It's super weird. And the name Xbox is growing big time right now.
If it's PC, it's a PC hybrid. Is it going to be playing your console games? Yeah? Then what are you arguing about, bro? Game Pass on PlayStation, Nintendo would be crazy. Xbox want that to happen, but I don't think PlayStation will ever let that happen. Nintendo might. I think they'll struggle. Hey, Cole, I think they'll struggle with their third-party plans, by the way. Nintendo. You were saying that they're going to be like a multi-plat powerhouse. I think the console's too weak.
I was dead wrong on that. Yeah, now their third-party games are not selling on Nintendo because apparently their customers only want to buy Mario and Zelda games. So
we'll see.
what happened? Your camera die?
Oh shit, my battery died.
Can you not like keep that plugged in, or how does that work?
I could get a phantom battery, but I just don't trust it, and I feel like it'll burn down the house.
Oh, okay.
That's the only reason why.
Dang UK wiring.
Oh shit, I put another battery that's already run out. Shit.
That's all right.
Sorry.
Cypher says X and C should be called XDS.
What's XDS?
Xbox.
Dick
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
It's not being cheap. I don't want to burn the house down with a phantom battery, and I've got so much visual noise as you see here.
Oh, Xbox Derangement Syndrome podcast. Yeah, no, that's Porter Rock show. Yeah. Someone's like, go on Porter Rock show. I think Face is like, dude, the guy's had me blocked for 8 years. How would I go on his show? Like he blocked me.
I'll tell you, I've done the whole PlayStation Pody rounds. There's only a couple of people I actually mess around with. The circuit. I've done the circuit just to experience what it's like. Other than Blaze. Blaze is the homie. Everyone else, nah. Not really. We're not gonna have a real conversation. Just agendas. And with Blaze is the only legit I can just chill with.
I've done a lot of them and a lot of them are not happy. Like they're angry and they're bitter and they're complaining the whole show. They're not smiling like in the podcast. What's going on over there? You guys got banger after banger and you're not happy. They're talking about Xbox the entire time. Yeah.
That's why I like to return fire. What's happening with PlayStation? There's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Blaze is a cool guy, man. I love Blaze. I really respect him. But yeah, it is. That's what it is. And then I think that this whole thing with this Xbox hardware thing has really merged them. I saw the energy come back on the Xbox team, and on the PlayStation side, they were pissed. They were pissed. And then can you imagine if you can play Xbox games on the next PlayStation games on the next Xbox? That will piss them off. That's why they're like, it's a PC, it's a PC. That's why they're doubling down, quadrupling down. They know the L is coming if that happens. And it's gonna be interesting. Shout out to Hoggy Channing just as we were about to exit. Come in, says, yo. What's up, Hoggy? Good to see you, man.
What's up, Hoggy?
Good to see you, man. Everyone, smash the like button. Do check out the Pony Hunter video. Can I redirect them to my video? I don't even know if I can do that as an option.
You could paste it in the chat. I can do that for you if you want.
But apparently there was a redirect option where you could do that. Like, you know, you raid someone's chat. Oh wait, is Fonz alive? Oh, Fonz not doing a show, is he?
No, Fonz is out of town.
Is he out of town? Okay.
Here's Gaz's next video or last video. Go watch it.
Go check it, man.
Gaz's dad is in the chat.
Shout out, Dad. Yeah, check it out, chat. Click that link. And D-Bash says, for the record, I came here because I was wrong. I was sucking off PlayStation guys really, really hard. And I realized I backed the wrong horse and I'm trying to work my way back. And I was wrong about the Xbox hardware. Yeah.
Couple people said they missed Dealer. I don't know if Dealer's coming back to do gaming content, but he's certainly enjoying games for sure. He's playing a ton of them. He's playing more than I am.
That's wicked. That's good to know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's been going through stuff, but I'm glad things are changing. All right, peeps. I'm going to end the show there, but it has been lovely. Take care, people, and we'll see you. Oh, before we do the outro, man. What's happening? Your channel's doing well.
Aaron Barron with the $5 says Sony ponies are in every comment section of Xbox videos, but I thought they were busy playing their games. Shout out to Angel. Sorry, I said Aaron.
Hey, Angel, your facts. Yeah, and that's fine. Let them come.
Thanks everybody for supporting the videos. I made a bunch of videos about the new hardware things and the new hardware leak stuff, and then the stuff that was official. So it was amazing. I've got a big video coming out sometime next week of a bunch of games you probably didn't have on your radar that look absolutely incredible. In fact, I have it uploaded, but today Gaz convinced me to yank one of the games out and replace it with a new one. So there's some really cool stuff. So thanks for supporting, and I'll be on XSC on Monday at 5 p.m. in the US on the West Coast, and 1 in the morning for Gaz's time. So yeah, thanks guys for supporting what I do. I appreciate it. Means a lot.
Mad love, man. Honestly, thank you everyone, and we'll see you next week. Best hit the like button. Really grateful for all of you guys tuning in. Honestly, it's great as always. And I've got 2 videos again next week. Hey, I did do right. Yeah, 2 videos this week. Definitely 2 videos next week. I'm back on the content train, baby.
Gaz definitely didn't give up the content train for sure.
Absolutely, man. Peace.